What is happening? And welcome to your Thursday Night Delight. I, of course, am one of your hosts around here, Sean the Right Way. And joining me, as always, rocking that sweet, sweet ACOB Heaters tea, we've got Brent from Brent's Bricks.
Heyo.
And joining us once again, the man who is the biggest Anakin fan, Tyler from Life Bricks.
The man, the biggest Anakin fan.
And because tonight is all about that sweet, sweet Venator, we're going to go deep on that thing. We have got the self-proclaimed Venator Amidala of the game, Will Bricks Productions. Because
what's the thing that coming out?
I was wondering what he was going to come up with.
A couple of brickheads.
Yeah.
This is where we bounce, Will. Come on. Ooh, banging the head. I like
he's
that.
like
Deep
hardcore banging, like hardcore rocking.
Yeah, I've been wearing this circle for like months.
1, 2, and go. It is a couple of brickheads coming to you live Thursday, September 14th, 2023. Boys, the reveal was made. The countdown begins. The entire, not just Lego Star Wars community, I think the whole Lego community is fired up about this thing. Venator coming very, very soon. Obviously, you know, we knew about it, seen some leaks, seen some rumors, but now we've got the box art, we got the official images. We're gonna go deep into that thing. Brent, how you feeling tonight, bud?
Dude, I'll tell you what. I'm in a really weird spot right now because I was catching up on Ahsoka and was like halfway through the newest episode, like 10 minutes before this. And I was like, damn, I got to bail and watch the rest of this after the stream. So I know what happens through the first half of the episode, and it's like, whoa. It's a tough episode to walk away from. We'll just say that, obviously.
There you go.
But so I'm in a weird spot, but I'm pumped up.
Girth Gang showing Tyler some love, saying they missed him last week. They hope he's feeling better. He's looking good. He uploaded. He's upright. He's packing his Bricklink store like a mofo. Is that what we're doing, Tyler? Are we multitasking over there?
Yeah, I'm bagging some figs and putting them on.
Oh, there you go. See, you guys ever want to know how this works? That's how it happens. Well, welcome to the show, dude. Good to have you.
Good to be here, man. Just chilling.
Nice. How's your week been so far, bud?
Very stressful. Low key, I was watching Ahsoka while doing like a freaking project because I'm an architecture student. That's how I'm able to do things like this. It's because I build. It's what I do. But I was like
Builds and he builds. You hear that?
What?
You hear that, Tyler? He's accredited. He's an accredited builder, not just one of these
totally.
phony
Using those
mockers.
engineering skills on the support frame for the interior. Because mine, unlike Legos, has a full freaking interior. So, no space wasted.
Yeah, there you go.
There you go.
A lot of people are kind of wishing this new one has an interior, but I think well, we'll get into it before I go.
We're gonna
too
get
deep
into
on
it
that.
deep. Yeah, we're gonna get all the thoughts, and I think generally everyone's pretty happy with it. But if you're real sensitive and you don't want to hear any critiques, we apologize in advance. But we did bring in some experts in the game. Tyler, of course, of the Lego Star Wars variety, and Will, who's also a Lego Star Wars expert. I mean, look at the size of that shelf behind him. It looks amazing. And then he's also got a giant GD Venator right behind him, and he's gonna, he's basically an architect. So I mean, he's gonna break this thing down. You know what I mean? So. But before we go any further, Brent, I'd be remiss. We went a really long time. We went deep last week without shouting out the most important part of our show. I think we just kind of dived right in, but we've got to shout out the one and only Girth
Gang. What up, chat? We got Shreddy kicking it off, saying W Will. We got Chris B. Comments pop up a little bit different now. I'm not used to this update.
Hey, Brent, back to that last one.
Oh, sorry.
They've labeled themselves the pre-play gang. which I'm waiting
Ooh.
for that. It's the pre-comments in the chat.
Yeah, I saw
Sorry, I
that.
saw
Earlier.
the-
That was awesome.
I still have the dark shades on. I like that a lot, Crispy. Dude, pre-play gang. Love that.
I'm in
Love
for
that.
that.
Love that. Chat was very active before the show. So Brick Fanatic, what's good? We got Max Bricks. Devin Reinvented. Oops, sorry. Devin Reinvented. We got Chess. Brickman USA. Phoenix Flame. Derek P. We got Billy. We got Dave. We got Timmy. Chat, you guys are amazing. Oh, here it is again. We got Jack. We got Brick Adjuster. Joseph Nails.
Joseph Nails. Joseph,
Hard.
I think it's Nalis or
Leo. Cooper. Oops. Cooper. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Jeremy Cross. Todd. You know what's weird? I like this. How the comments
Let me
pop
talk
up now.
to you. That's funny.
Am I crazy? But like these comments pop up different now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is,
Or
definitely.
Or did I click a setting or something?
No, I did like a little bit of a rebrand thing for the other show, and I just didn't switch it back. So,
Oh, I thought the comments that popped up, I thought that was just like a StreamYard update.
yeah, no, it's all good.
Just making sure I didn't do something like stupid.
Before we get rolling too far, and while we have some friends here, and the Girth Gang, of course, our friends as well, just wanted to ask everyone what they kind of thought of the first episode of Figonomics. Will, I don't know if you got a chance to check it out.
You know I watched it.
Well, okay. Well, I just, but pros and cons, I can take it. I'm a big boy. What did you like? What would you like to see more of? Would you like less of? That speaking of that, there's Fritz's Bricks, another legend in the fig selling game. But what did you think of the first step?
I think it was pretty good. You definitely had some good people on for the first ep, not gonna lie. However, one major con is the fact that you have it in the ACOB playlist podcast instead of its own podcast name,
All right.
which gotta need to be changed. But besides
We can
that, it
fix
was
that.
solid 10 out of 10. I would like to see some more figs per episode, though.
Yeah,
I think-
100%. So
Yeah.
one of the things no, I agree with you, and thank you for that awesome feedback. I think one of the things we would like to get to more figs. You probably heard us mention probably too much, but we share everything with you guys. We are trying to keep that show pretty streamlined, right?
Well, and way shorter than this. Like we
We
were
want to
trying
make
to
it
keep
shorter
it around
than
an
this.
hour.
As you guys could imagine, doing one sort of megasode a week for 2 or 3 hours or 4 sometimes, that's quite a lot of time for us, and we love doing it. But when you're adding a second show, I just think, I don't know if you guys want 6 hours of us, for example, and quite frankly, due to family situations or otherwise, like it's probably not possible. So we did kind of make it a little short, Will, on purpose. Like they say, leave them wanting more. Again, I tell you guys everything. I think if we give you the moon, the sun, and the stars every week on that show, it's like, what is there to talk about? I do think we could do a little more, though. I'm with you. I think we only covered like 4 figs, but I feel like the conversations were good. I'm a little biased. I was in them, but it felt good to me. Tyler, what did you think? Did you get a chance to check out the Figonomics? Oh, you were in the chat, so I know you saw some of it.
Yeah, I missed the first maybe 20-25. Yeah, I mean, I think the concept's there. I think it really, it's an interesting topic. The thing is, I mean, I think obviously some people just don't really care about that topic, but for what it's worth, if you are interested in that, I mean, again, I think it all, you guys are great hosts, of course. I think, sometimes it boils down to maybe who you have on there too. I mean, it was a great starting team, Maddie and Ryan. I mean, they know what they're talking about. I mean, they've been in the game for years where, they can give true value on the conversation. And, yeah, I mean, overall, like I said, I don't think you can go wrong with a panel like that, no matter what you guys were talking about. I mean, that was a good panel.
Yeah. And I think, bringing in people who are actively, sellers can only add value. I think when I say we're trying to learn, I'm wanting to learn kind of where the values are, what's making things spike, some of the characters in general, as it's well documented on the show. I do have a bit of a of a gap in the Clone Wars sort of animated series, which Tyler, I've sent you. I know you. I think a couple of times you responded when I told you like Geonosis changed my life, man.
Yeah.
Second battle.
Well, what episode are you on now? You're season 4 yet?
Yeah, I'm in 4 somewhere, but
You
nothing's
saw
been.
Bora, yeah?
I'm not there yet, but
Bro,
I
that's
know.
season 4, like episode like 4, I think.
Okay, I think I'm on like 1 or 2, but my point is like, so I'm still learning. I can at least say like the Mon Calamari Jedi and stuff like that. Like I don't have the names down and stuff, but anyways, it's fun to go through that, and I think the figs help like sort of connect the dots. So, you know, I tend to sponge into stuff that I'm super interested in, and I'm in, you know, my real job is I do pretty high level sales stuff. So like I want to know how they tick. I want to know how the figs are related and figuring it out. So, yeah, we've gotten good feedback on the show. I don't want to dwell on it too much, but if you guys do want to check it out, those of you that are just normally here on our Thursday show, give us a like and sub, and also set a reminder. Every Tuesday after Ahsoka, we're going to be on. And I think what's interesting about being on, Brent, after Ahsoka is, you know, what if there's a member berry? Go ahead, Tyler.
Yeah, well, if a character shows up, yeah.
I
Like,
mean,
it's gonna be huge next week.
we could say, and guys, I mean, one of the topics I thought was interesting. Everybody knows the Thrawn figure; it's epic. And when he shows up, we were kind of debating things like, you know, what's going to happen to this fig? Is it going to spike? You know, and if so, I think it's going to. I would bet a large sum of money it's going to go up some. But we're like, but how much? You know, so fun like that. And again, it's not about investing. It's about, I don't really look at it as an investing show. It's more about like getting the stuff you want before things happen, like retirement or they show up in a series, and then it's kind of out of reach. I think Brent will agree with me here. We got in kind of late-ish to this stuff, and there's some $300 and $400 boys out there, and I'm never getting them. I'm not going to pay that, you know. So
yeah,
Like a warning, you know? It's like,
but if you can, go ahead, Will.
Yeah, it's like a warning. It's like get your stuff now before like it's too late. Like, dude,
Yeah,
I feel like the I cannot say it. Kaminoan figure.
Kaminoan, yeah, it's hard.
Good, very good figure to bring up because I've actually been thinking about that thing very specifically because I'm like, that thing's gonna go up. So at World, there's this guy. Oh, what was his name? I know Tyler knows him. He actually referred me to him and told me he's a like a reliable dude. I think it's Tannis Bros. I think that's what his name was.
Oh yeah, Tannis Bros.
Yeah, dude. After you, because we were like, you know, you and me were haggling over this box of like figureheads and stuff, you know, and then you left, you're like, okay, I'm gonna buy this box. I'm like, oh man, I didn't get nothing. And then he pulls out this massive, huge box of stuff underneath his table, and underneath he had like maybe like 10 or something Kaminoans, and he was like selling $5 a pop. I'm like, okay, you know what? This thing's gonna spike. I'm buying all of them. So I bought all those Kaminoans, and I'm just gonna hold on to them, you know, because I already got the set. And
no,
yeah.
good move. And listen, you know, again, nothing wrong with if you guys are watching this stuff and, you know, it's something you want to do is become like a whatnot seller. I think one of the cool things Maddie said was like, you know, people are pretty not upset, but you know, they're getting their game plan together to get this Venator, right? That's a $650 boy. And I thought one of the coolest lines was, you know, through Whatnot or any of these other platforms, you could maybe get a bucket of figures that you could live without. You could turn that into some cash for the purchase. So I like that. I think I love that it directly correlates. There's 100 other things you could do to go get that Venator too. Just keep it legal. All right. But
I will make it legal.
But I like how he kind of tied it together there. All right, boys, we're going to jump to the Falcon's Nest. Falcon fan, 1414 Falcon fan, friend of the show. I'm going to say it once again. We got to get him on again soon, Brent.
It's been a minute. Yeah.
Been a minute. We got to get the Falcon flying through here. We got to flash the Falcon signal. But Falcon to us, most reliable when it comes to news and rumors, particularly in the Star Wars space. Plus, you know, he's a nice guy and we like him. So we're gonna reference the Falcon here. Tyler, we've got a Young Jedi Adventures Crimson Firehawk. It's a 4+. It's $49.99. Piece count's low, but it looks like a pretty cool starship. I am actually, you know what I will say? I've seen season 1 at this point. You know, it's bits and pieces. My kids love it. My son, this is like the only he's 2, so this is the only like like train zipping around or a Cocomelon thing that he actually likes. So they hit their target demo. My daughter loves, you know, the purple girl. I still don't know all the names and all that. I apologize, but with peripheral, I watched it, and then I'm looking at it like we all do because we're all freaks, and I'm looking at it through the lens of that would be a cool set. The one we got was not what I had in mind, but this bad boy right here is a pretty cool ship. Tyler, it's probably a little too kiddie for you. Do you like this ship? Like, what are you thinking here?
My only thing with, the fact it's going to be 4+. I mean, that's just going to fundamentally make it probably look a little weird for kind of our demographic. But
Sure.
if it was not 4+, it would probably look pretty similar to that T6 that just came out. I mean, would it not? I mean, the same color.
That's a good point.
Color scheme. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, I'm certainly, if I get it early again, like always, I'll pick it up. If not, I'll wait for a little clearance too.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's good there. I mean, again, I don't blame Lego for making stuff like this. Like you just can't. I mean, it is a Star Wars show that they need to make something of. It's like I think Lego should be making 1, 2, 3 sets for all these shows. Tales of the Jedi. We got no sets from that. So
you say T6. I agree with that, but I'm also, it's a little ghosty. You know what I mean, Brent? It's a little, like the front portion. I don't know, a little bat wingy.
I don't
It's
know.
kind
If
of
you
like
ran the polls on that one, Sean, I think I win.
I can see the bat. I can see bat.
No, I said no. It's way more T6, but it's just the front, the cockpit area with the double. I don't know. I guess I have a lot of Star Wars.
What I'm curious about, and I know it's 4+. It's gonna have a low, low piece count. But I mean, maybe this thing might have some slight size to it. But I don't know. It's gonna be interesting because it says you can put the speeder bike within this thing, so it's got to be big enough to hold a speeder bike. But I don't know. It's 4+. I'm definitely gonna buy it because, like you said, Sean, my son's a little bit younger than yours, but he'll watch this along with my 8-year-old stepdaughter, who also will watch the show. So, it's not on replay in my house or anything, but it's in rotation.
Yeah, I don't know. I like it. Will, your thoughts on this thing? Does it interest you whatsoever?
Not really. I have watched it, but I do want to give you some hate because you're watching this crap show of these. I don't even know what it's called at this point. Tales of something. But you haven't watched Rebels. I'm just like, bro, and you're watching Ahsoka, right? Like,
of course.
You're watching.
I'm watching everything. Listen,
let me tell you something. You gotta see Rebels first.
I have. Listen, until you have 2 little kids, I don't want to hear from you. All right.
Yeah, we're trying to get caught up here, me and Sean, with our kids that keep us busy and shit,
Yeah, that's good. And also, stop throwing shade towards Thomas the Tank Engine. He was a badass when I was 5 years old.
So
I will never throw any shade towards Thomas.
I will say I look put it this way. I look forward to purchasing this one way more so than I did the other set. So, at least you're getting a decent ship, hopefully, out of this thing, and you are getting nubs. And Cool Hand Luke says, shout out to Young Jedi's adventure, Sean. My 10-year-old and I watch it and love it. But tell me Nubs isn't evoked, right? Nubs is crazy. If you guys haven't seen Nubs, he's a lot of fun.
Is he the blue guy?
Yeah, he's the blue guy. And of course,
that's
cool.
cool.
They put him in the most.
It's cool to get that
set.
fig. Yeah.
So,
cool.
I don't want to spend too much time. I know it's kiddie and people aren't into it, but let's see this thing before pass judgment. It might be a pleasant surprise, man. It could be cool
because the Disney 4+ sets are cool. So these figs might end up being kind of cool.
And I will say, Tyler, we covered that Spidey van a few weeks ago. And that's got a nice little girthy boy in there. What if this surprises you a little bit? Could be a nice little ship in here, and we'll see. And they do give you regular figs, in there. So,
right. Yeah, I guess that is a positive, Sean. Yeah, bringing the regular figs in. I never really. Although, I mean, the only thing that doesn't.
They don't do dolls, right?
What was that?
Yeah. He's just saying they don't have.
They don't do Star Wars mini dolls, right? So these will be unique minifigs. Every one of them will be brand new, added to the. You got to add it to the collection.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's always a good time. Yeah.
I mean, it might be like the Count Dooku's Solar Stellar because you know how it had I think it had a Count Dooku's bike that you could actually fit inside of it back in the old set. I think it was like 2008 ish, but like that was like around $50, I think, right, Tyler? I think it was 50.
I remember it being overpriced, but yeah, 50, 60, 70.
Yeah. So, I mean, maybe in that sense it could feel like that, but I just don't want this beer to be sticking outside. Because, I mean, like, I know 4+ that's these big pieces and all, but I mean, like, I just don't see how, like with Lego's like crazy price hike of like a Yoda Starfire being $34 that they're gonna fit a speeder bike in this thing, you know?
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Like doesn't make any sense. I don't know.
But also 4+ sets don't get stickers, so I don't know. I feel like they
Oh yeah, and they got yeah.
So there's things that happen in 4+ sets that may not, you know, be a factor in the
Oh, no.
sets for us.
Yeah, unorthodox stuff, you know.
But yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely interesting just to see, because I feel like a lot of the times 4+ sets are just like, I don't know. I mean, like, yes, like a starship set, like a ship is technically a play set, but I feel like 4+ sets are usually like locations rather than like, you know, starships and things.
Yeah. So I'm wondering
So
if they're taking something from the Spidey book. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
because Spidey, I honestly think that Spidey 4+. I mean, because you know, I have a daughter who's way into that Spidey's Adventures. She's 5, and dude, I mean, I'm those actually enjoy buying more so than some of those, you know, like you said, location builds
Is
that are
the
just kind of wonky. You know,
are
and
those
getting
two shows?
figs, you're not getting
Are,
mini dolls, so that's always a plus.
are those two shows like done by the same people? Because it's Young Jedi Adventures and then Spidey and Friends Adventures or
Amazing
whatever.
Friends. I mean, I don't know. They're both on Disney Plus. So
Yeah.
all right, Brent, take it away. This is your world.
Oh man, really excited for Speed Champs, guys. Especially, I think the first time we took a look at these, it's the first time we're getting, you know, BMW vehicles in Speed Champs form. You know, we've seen BMW like bikes or whatever like that. So super excited for that. Is it the 2-pack? Yeah. So not only are we getting one, but we're getting two. So two BMWs, M4 GT3, then an M hybrid V8. So I think my prediction was way off. I was thinking of like maybe the BMW i8, and then I don't
That
really
would be
think I made a
sick.
prediction. Yeah, I know. I didn't make a prediction for the other one, but I was really sitting on a BMW i8 because usually they do some kind of like, at least in the 2-packs, it's like an exotic and then something that's a little more
Yeah,
like,
no, that's a good point, Brent. Yeah. Usually they do the sportier car, then they either
Yeah.
mix it with an older classic or like an SUV or something, or a truck.
right. Yeah, so but I mean M4 GT3, you know, I guess both of these, you know, we're not really getting like a classic BMW in here or anything, but it kind of makes sense that they're newer cars. I don't know a ton about BMW, but it's exciting to see a new brand still holding out on Honda.
Wait, are
Maybe
these the first
sometimes.
BMWs?
Yeah, outside of like them doing BMW Technic bikes and things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
And
good
I think
point.
in
these are the first
chat
people.
chat fact checked it the first time we brought this up because I wasn't sure because I was like, is this the first time we're seeing BMW on a Speed Champs box? But it was fact checked by the good old Girth Gang. So
There you go.
and then we're seeing another Audi, which is cool. I think the last Audi, however you're supposed to say it. But the last Audi we got was it was a Quattro similar to this, but it wasn't, you know, it was more of a rally car. But yeah, anyways, I had a really long name and I don't remember. But the Ford Mustang, Tyler, are you excited about this one? You're a Mustang fan.
Yeah, so to
Dark
quickly-
Horse, do you know anything, you know, about this or?
Well, yeah. So I mean, Dark Horse aside, I think maybe a couple of people in the chat also know. I think the Dark Horse is pretty overrated. It just came out like a couple weeks ago officially, and they're doing dyno test and like just it seems like a very lackluster car for the price. All right, so that's my take. But like, so the car itself, I don't really care for, but I will give Lego a lot of credit here. I mean, I love when they do stuff like this because it's so timely. You know, the Dark Horse, you know, just came out literally this month. You know, it's the first year of the 2024 Mustang S650s. You know, to have an S650, let alone the Dark Horse, you know, you know, just such a timely manner, you know, within 3 months is just, I love it. And another reason why too, and kind of my whole thing with the Speed Champions line, like, sure, this is all personal preference, but I'm always happy because I'm not a big, like, I don't really care for race cars or, you know, I'm not a big classic car guy. Like, that's just me. I don't understand there's a big demographic for that, but you know, I personally like when they do the street level cars where, you know, dude, you know, there's, you know, there is actually Dark Horse owners out there now, you know, whether they're Lego fans or not, you know, not everyone's a race car driver. Not everyone has a classic car. Like, you know, where I feel like there's probably a lot more people out there that have like kind of these like middle of the road regular Mustangs, Camaros, Vets, like BMWs, like that type of stuff that are just like kind of daily traffic that would probably want to get a $27 Dark Horse Lego set, even if they're not a Lego fan. So I do like that. And on the Mustang in particular, I give Lego a lot of credit for it. I'm glad they're coming out with it so quick.
So like a different version of like a Shelby version of a Mustang?
No, it's pretty much just a souped up Mustang GT. I mean, it's pretty much.
Well, that's what I mean. Like how the Shelby is, or like
below.
Well, it's got the same horsepower. That's the thing. It's got the exact same horsepower. It's just basically just like a facelift. Some extra suspension. Like it's definitely better like handling car than a regular GT, but horsepower wise, it's legitimately basically the exact same. I mean, to the crank and wheel. So I mean, you're basically paying 10-15 grand more just for the name. Some extra stuff and inside, again, suspension, stuff like that. So nothing that I would get. I mean, again, it's like what cheapest base price for it's like 65 grand. Like I don't think it's worth it.
Shout out to Moments, channel member. What's going on, Moments? Go check him out if you're into Disney or even Friends content. Friend of the show. Good to see you, Moments. Yeah. TJ's here, another channel member. Shouting out Ninja with the bricks is in the house as well.
Oh man,
he's down for that new Speed Champs Mustang. Yeah,
dude, I'm down.
Where are the Jeeps and Dodge Rams? I don't want cars. I want trucks. Hey man, if you want a Jeep, go get you a Jurassic Park set, man.
Ooh, or they have that Technic Jeep still.
Yeah, I do also think. I mean, imagine if they just came out with like genuine, just like a Kia Sportage. My dad has a Kia Sportage. Like, what if they just came out with like that's what I'm talking about. Like, just the stuff.
I think people
want a Honda, man.
No, I agree, man. I would like to see Tyler at least like one in the wave be like a normie.
Complete normie. Yeah.
Give me a little Volkswagen action. Give me my little Volkswagen CC.
Just give me like a silver Dodge Caravan. You know what I mean?
Like, a Dodge Caravan.
Dude, a van would actually be kind of sick because you think about how it can be compatible with minifigs, and you got like the sliding doors.
The sliding door, put a fig in there.
Yeah, dude, you slide it. Bro, minivan.
Dude, Playmobil has the sickest. They have
They
have that A-Team van for Playmobil. It's so sick. Like I almost opened a forbidden door for that one, but I couldn't do it. Not doing it.
Dude, we really need like a soccer
Bronco Raptor would fly, dude. A lot of stuff. Speed Champs, daily drivers. There you go.
Yeah, dude, we need some dailies out here in the mix. Now, however, we're talking about all these different possibilities, and there is one of these.
I want a 97. I want a 97 Nissan Sentra in black.
Well, dude, I want Honda is good at having. Honda's got low key cars that could be like a normal cars like we're talking about, but Honda's also got some really good cars like the NSX, the different SIs and things like that. The S2000.
I'm with you, Tyler. I like I like this idea because some of this stuff, like it's concept and it's definitely. I mean, like, look, the theme's on fire. Who are we to kind of be like, hey, make whatever, So
right.
I think this is the closest. I guess. Think about this. This is a Halo product for people who are never going to get, an Audi S1 e-tron or whatever, some $300,000 supercar. They're never going to get it, but with the Lego set, you can, right? I think that's what they're trying to accomplish here, more so than like, replicating the piece of shit that's in your driveway.
So they bring it. I say they bring it one more step up from a piece of shit in your driveway. If they did cars every once in a while that were just a little more relatable, like a freaking Subaru STI or something like that, or like a
little out of reach. Yeah, I like that. And where's the Tesla?
just more kind of like Fast and Furious type stuff.
Yeah, and
Tesla
I think
would be cool.
It'd be cool. Tesla, they're not outrageous,
Little Elon Musk minifig.
Get a 3 Series. It's not that outrageous. Oh, Elon fig.
Elon fig would be so hot, dude. Holy sheesh.
Sorry, did you guys? I was kind of doing some stuff behind the scenes. Did anybody talk about what we think the unrevealed boy is going to be yet?
I think it's going to be a 2002 Subaru Outback.
That'd
be kind of funny if it was.
I'm going to go Tesla, Sean.
I like it. I'm going to do Tesla with an Elon, dude. They won't attach themselves to Elon. He's got too much heat on him, but that would be sick, dude.
Are these the first price hikes to 27, or were they 27 last time?
Yep.
No, they were 25. All in the span of year by year. They were, ever since they switched to 8 wide, like sure, because like someone's gonna say Speed Champs used to be 15, but that's because they were 6 wide.
Yeah.
Ever since they were 8 wide, they were 20. They
Yeah,
were 20 for like 2 years, and then last year they bumped to 25. This year, another bump to 26.99. But the thing is, dude, I love Speed Champs so much. Like, I don't think I'm ever gonna start complaining unless it hits like 30 and above. Then I'm gonna be like, all right.
I think for me the second it hits like 31, sure,
Yeah.
do $29.99 if you really have to in 3 years, but $31 that's where I tap out unless they make them.
And just got a great point. Mattel, they do Hot Wheels, right?
That is true. Very true. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I did buy my car at one point with a Hot Wheel. That's true. All right, let's see. All right, boys, let's get into it. Ring ding dinglin do. Here's the holiday set. We'll kick it off to you on this one. Do you F with this stuff at all, or are you just mainly a Star Wars?
I mean, I'm not. No, I go all over the place. I go Harry Potter. I go Jurassic World. Just try and listen, you guys. You cover a little bit of everything every week.
Josh knows his card. Sorry to cut you off there, but Mega Blocks made a Cybertruck years ago. There you go.
Damn.
Go ahead.
Crazy. But I mean, this doesn't really do much for me in the ways of Christmas modulars. I feel like I bought a few of the Christmas sets, like the train. That's like the most expensive one, I think, that's like out there on the resale market, the Creator Expert train. But like this one, it's just not doing much for me. I feel like I'd rather would have, something like last year's with the trolley and like 2 other shops, but like $100 for one building just isn't doing it for me,
Yeah, I mean it's definitely not my favorite one. However, shout out to it's been so long since I've made a texture joke, but the texture on this is really awesome. I like the log cabin feel. I like the little, I don't know, it's looking like that tree I don't know, is that a tree or a door? No, it's a door, but I don't know. I like the vibes of this thing. This is how I am with Winter Village sets, though. Like, I never really buy the new one because I'm like a year behind, so I always buy the one that's like about to retire. So I like it, but I still got to get that. I don't even think I got Santa's Village. I still got to get the last 2 not modulars, but Christmas sets. But it's cool. I like them. But the more I get them, the more I like want to set up like a little Winter Village every year, and like every year I don't. So I'm like, how long am I gonna keep buying these and have the plan to set them all up, and I never do. But they're pretty cool. But yeah, I mean, honestly, I have, in my opinion, what I think is still the best one, the Gingerbread House. I have that one and built it, and it's awesome. Shout out to Tiago, the designer. But yeah, this one's cool, but I'm definitely not rushing out day one full price Jones to get this. But I like the log cabin feel though. But Tyler, do you buy these?
I personally don't. No, my dad will probably end up buying it. He doesn't build them. Like he wants to build them. There's just no room, and like I fully get it. I mean, well, he's got room. He just doesn't make room. Like he doesn't make room in the room to do anything. So he'll probably pick it up at some point. Keep it sealed for. I mean, maybe he's looking to open up 10 of them at once in 5 years. Who knows? You know what I mean? So but that's kind of where I luckily in a scenario like this, like if I desperately want to look at the box art with my own 2 eyes on a random Sunday, I can go in his Lego room and look at the box. So.
Yeah. Well, I think with these, like,
we all go
I feel
through,
like,
you know what I mean?
Yeah. I just feel like, before we get your thoughts, Sean, I feel like these Winter Village sets have I feel like they had 3 heaters in a row, right? Like there was the Gingerbread House, and then there was the Elf Clubhouse. Oh, what was the other one that was really good?
Santa's Visit. House? I didn't think it was a heater. I didn't.
No, but like I think Elf Clubhouse and Gingerbread House were pretty solid. Before Gingerbread?
Yeah, was that the train station? No.
Train station is like,
I think it was like a marketplace thing, right? It was like a couple of stores or something.
Yeah, something like
smaller
that.
Little like. But Chad, you can tell. I'm sorry, I don't know, but I think it was something like that, or a fire station or something. I don't.
Oh
know.
yeah, it was the fire station. Yeah, okay. that was charming. I wanted to get that.
Yeah, he's charming. I like that, and I feel like
he's got charm to him.
This will grow on me like everything does. After I see it 37 times, I'll be like, all right. But yeah, out of the gate, not stoked. Last year's though, I will say, even though it was a thin boy, there wasn't much girth or depth on it. I love last year's set. In fact, because it came with a train. I mean, straight up. and you can motorize it too. And I just thought that was super cool. I mean, it was a trolley car or whatever, but still, I like that little touch. And
Yeah.
you know, this is a.
Are you about to be the only fan of this thing, Sean? Because I feel like so far the rest of the panel here is kind of just meh.
No, I'm
on
saying
this.
it's not. I said it doesn't right now, but after I see it
Oh, yeah.
700 times, I'll grow
Sure.
appreciation for it because that's what we
Yeah.
do because we're sick individuals. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, the
Well,
lock feature is nice, but like that white thing, like that extra little white chunk is like I feel like that's just like a piece count adder. You know, you give it that little extra $10.
Just the little ice skating rink there.
I mean,
Yeah.
we've got like a bunch of those, if not promos. You know, just like
Yeah.
I mean, like what's the Christmas promo going to be this year? Like literally, they replicated the same one they did last year, which was like a forest, and then they did it again, except you can buy here. I got right here. A Stannis village with it, you know, so like you could combine them, but it's a replica.
Wow. There you go. Will, you brought up a great point. So, you know, I moved recently, and I've been unboxing my collection. A lot of it's sealed. Shout out to sealed sets. But a lot of it though is, or I would say, you know, a good amount is GWPs. And man, you're right. You know, even in the last 4 years of me getting stuff in and around that year, man, I've got like half a dozen things that look just like that little whatever that is, ice skating rink, or is that a fishing? Is that you fishing over there? What's happening in there?
He might be doing some ice fishing. I don't know. It's like a
ice fishing. I think it's a bridge going on over there. But my point is, yeah, no, you nailed it, man. So many of these things
it's
are
like
so
a GWP sitting there. Yeah.
Some of them are so samey, but like they have to be, dude. It's Christmas. Like, what are they gonna do? Like,
I got a theory.
Throw it on a set. You know, it's like it's not gonna happen.
Yeah,
it's a Christmas.
I got a theory behind as much as we would love to see them just put all the pieces into like actual buildings or like a train or whatever they're gonna do. I feel like they do the side builds because this is a Christmas set that's going to be open around Christmas and kids are going to be building it with their siblings or their friends or their family. And I just think they like to try to work in the multiple instruction booklets thing, because if you're building this with your kid and they take the instruction manual for this little, you know, frozen pond or whatever that side build is, they're going to be building that while you're knocking out the big set. It's like, I mean, and so, but at the same time, like I like that idea, but I hate that an idea like that would maybe, you know, hurt what the potential of the overall thing. So, but you know, you win some, you lose some. Like, you know, there's always a give and take with, you know, certain things they want to do.
Yeah,
we'll get to this in more detail. This is the night.
I say we got better pictures of this now.
Yeah, this is the night it all went down. We're gonna skip through Venator. All due respect. We're gonna get to it hard and heavy, but who was I watching? Somebody called out this looks like Jar Jar Binks from here, which I thought
it does.
Danny Bob said that. Yeah,
Danny
I'm
Bob.
just like, bro, you came.
Do it first because there's some people out there copying it. Then, okay.
Oh, I mean, everyone copies each other. I mean, honestly, like you see 1,000.
I hate that that's widely accepted. By the way, I hate that. It's like credit people.
I like it because you get to see everyone's perception of it, but when they don't add any substance to it, you know, it doesn't. I
don't know. I'm always gonna not be a fan when people just crib something and then they don't credit. Like I'll never do that. Like ever. But
I mean,
anyway.
it's like On the Brick. I don't know if you know him, but like he's done some pretty like in-depth videos of like Venator and like the UCS gunship. Like he's done, and he's an amazing like customs dude. You know, if you're like into that kind of customs, like you know, like the Ahsoka Bagos mural that's like been printed. This is like the coolest thing I freaking know. You know, he's into that custom space. You know.
Yeah, all right, we'll get to the full detail, but I just thought it was funny. Tyler, I don't know if you heard us, but I guess Danny Bob may have been the first, we think, but someone's like, it looks a little like Jar Jar from here, which I thought was a pretty good call out. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I see it.
All right,
Jar Jar.
Will, you're a youngin. What does this mean here? What
what is this
like
music?
Kind of like music trends. They've done it on the Star Wars.
Okay, so it's that thing. It's the just generally lo-fi. Yeah. This is the person who makes those Star Wars beats that are on everybody's videos. Okay,
I can really do it. You know, like I mean, it's a cool bop. You know, sometimes they're copyright free for videos. You know, but that's more you need the pro to it.
Cool. We'll see what it looks like. Brent, anything to add here?
Nope, not really.
It's a reboot of video. What can I say?
Tyler, I think you come out of the Star Wars woods for the modulars, don't you? I mean, are you a modular? I thought you were a modular guy. Am I wrong on that?
No, same thing. It's just kind of my dad's thing. Again, he hasn't built any of them, but yeah, I mean, it's who knows? Maybe eventually I could see him in person. But quite frankly, it's like between like Cristo, shout out Stud City, and like a couple other people around here. I've been able to see the modulars in person. With Cristo's uncle. I mean, he's got all of them, so it's like I've been able to see all of them. I think it's a great line. I think to kind of like, at least in my opinion too, like to kind of just like bounce off like even like the Holiday Village stuff and like these. I think they're great. I love the concept of them, but it's just the fact of, and I get you're never going to get out of this with Lego because it's just the fact of the matter. But they almost get the same thing. They almost get like a little. I almost get sick of them pretty quick. You hear the hype of them. You see them. You see your 45 reviews. Everyone puts it in their city. Maybe a couple people will double up on it. And it's like the same thing. Usually within a month, like I'm just like so over it. Like it's just like I don't want to see it ever again. And that goes with, again, really anything, even Star Wars sets. Like
I feel like the
convention you go to will have it in there.
Like what? Like a table of just all the modulars set up. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
they add a tree. They call it a mock. I see what you're saying, Tyler. I'll say I appreciate them. I've gotten, everyone that's come out since I started collecting. I don't think I've gone back in time for any of them because I'm not that sort of thirsty about it. Not saying I wouldn't for the right deal. I still want Palace Cinnamon. I will get it one day.
I like that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Look it up, Will. But that's
I like that this is 300.
Yeah, it gets great news, Brent.
No, actually, there's a reason behind that. It's supposed to be like the biggest modular, according to BrickClick, ever been released. I mean, I think the one that they're showing on screen, Assembly Square. I have that one. I think that was like 4,004 pieces or something. And I remember like looking at that back in the day and then seeing the Death Star. I'm like, wait a minute, why am I paying like $300 for this and like $500 for a Death Star? That sucks, But yeah, this one's like another 10 pieces more than the biggest one before. So technically biggest one.
Nick and Brick says I could see getting into modulars if I was into trains. Otherwise, I don't see the point. I get what you're saying. Yeah, you can build it around the city. I happen to like both. I just, I don't know. I respect them. I feel like a lot of times we've thrown around the term peak Lego. I feel like they, it's like all hands on deck with these things. I think they put a lot into these modulars, a lot of TLC. You're getting the value for sure. You know what I mean, Brent? I hold these in the regard as I do those girthy boy Ninjago sets. You can tell they're super trying on these, and I think that's what I love about it the most. And I love that they tell, for the most part, a cohesive story and yada yada yada. And it can add to a city. Obviously, that's the main point. And it's not dollhouse. I mean, I can go on and on.
I mean, I love modulars, but I don't own a single one. I mean, I guess aside from Diagon Alley, which is kind of like $400 modulars, I guess, but that's the closest thing I have.
Dollhouse. That's the only problem with them.
Yeah.
But I mean, realistically, if you've got it up against the wall, who gives, right? I mean, it doesn't matter. All right. So big news there for everybody there. By the way, has anyone heard in Girth Gang? Let us know as well, and anyone on the panel, what it's going to be. I know for years people have wanted a post office and a hospital. I think a hospital with a couple of wings could be a girthy 4,000 piecer.
Yeah.
I mean, I lived in New York City. There's a lot of giant post office too. So I suppose anything's possible here, but I'm wondering if it's going to be, a combo, kind of like Assembly Square. And actually even last year, right? Actually the last several years, right? I mean, we've got
with the
Jazz Club and Pizza,
which the pizza disappointed me in the Jazz. I wanted to see more of that.
I didn't really love it.
Very.
A bookshop was a combo, right? It was like an apartment building and a bookshop. So I'm thinking it's going to be that, but like, there's a reason this image was shown. It's probably going to be something very similar.
I mean, this shit's been out for a while. I mean, this was like the 10th anniversary one. This is like number 10. This was the big one. And like, we've lost the diner. We've lost the not the bookshop. the car garage since then. Like it's time for that one to go, but it's not retiring this year. I think the one that's retiring this year is the bookshop with that teal building or something. So yeah.
Tyler, are you going to chip the card for a pair of parrots over here?
Pair of parrots.
What's going on?
No, no. I mean, what is it? I haven't even read it. It's a 2 parrots build in a 2D store that can. What in the heck? So like an art set? Then definitely not. I mean, I do like a lot of the animal actual builds. You know, the little $20 ones we have now. You know, the rabbit, the tiger. Like I love animals, so it's like I love the actual builds, but I don't need 2 parrots on some studs. You know.
Yeah.
They really like making bird Lego sets now. They did like
Parrots.
2. They did 2 different parrots. Yeah.
They're
And
into the
now
parrots.
this is 2 more parrots. Yeah, wow, this is like the 3rd and 4th parrot in the last year.
Will, are you taking this home in 2024?
Full price Jones?
No, not one bit. No. I mean, my girlfriend wants it. I mean, you know what? I think what boys sell though is like they did like a cat because like girls, they all love cats. Like they're like, oh my god, they're so cute.
Girls, they all love cats.
You
Quote of the night.
gotta do a cat mosaic, you know, and then they're like, oh my goodness, give me more money, you know. You got like they're gonna be like the boyfriends like, hey, you know, you like this, then they're gonna buy it for their girlfriends, you know, because they want them in the passion, you know. Just gotta make a cat, you know.
Well, I think I guess like, you know, female AFOLs that are getting into Lego because of the flowers, like the botanical set. Like I kind of see my wife looking at the art stuff a little more, like the kind of like the Vincent Van Gogh, or the Starry Night, or yeah, whatever. But which by the way, that Starry Night, if you want that, it's Target or not Target, Walmart's got a little rollback for 136 on that instead of 170. But just a little random tidbit of information there. But no, my wife, you know, she pretty much was like only botanical, and she's kind of getting into the art stuff a little more now. So I can definitely see the same demographic they're going for there. Partridge in a pear tree moment said.
Oh.
Here it is.
All right, boys.
The moment you've all been waiting for.
The badger.
The
Shout out
US.
to Bruce.
The motherfucking Vinny.
All right. Here it is, boys. It's time for the Venator. Tyler, have you provided any commentary on vid about this yet? I didn't see your thing yesterday, so I don't know if you did.
Yeah, I mean, I did a whole. That was
Did a
what
whole
the video
thing.
was, just talking about it. Yeah.
All right, well, give us the high level run through of this. I don't.
I
We'll go
really
check out Tyler's video, obviously. But Tyler, like, where are you at on this? Are you happy with how it turned out? I know you've been wanting it for a while. Like, are you happy so far? You mixed? So what are we at? Where are we at?
So my 3 biggest things on this is number 1. I feel like it's for really anybody. I mean, I think we'd all agree here. I mean, this is a very hard set to like. I mean, all these big UCS sets, like, not even just Star Wars, anything that's like huge, like. I really feel like this is a lot harder to judge based off these pictures and the box art and stuff compared to like a little $60. Like I feel like it's, and even then, like you're just, the problem is, man, is I feel like on a set like this, it's like, I don't like looking at stuff. Do you want to cover that really quick?
Yeah, real quick shout out to Yonks 510 with a $2 super chat. Appreciate it. UCS Venny sucks. We got stickers. Tyler, before you go back to your thought, where you at on this this sticker nonsense in 600? I mean, it's time, right? It's beyond time. This is ridiculous at this point.
My thoughts on stickers?
Stickers on a $650 set. Tell me you hate that, or you don't.
Yeah, that was my second point I was going to bring up.
Oh,
I mean,
good.
really,
See?
the only apparent bad thing I can see, without getting it in person, because I feel like this is again a hard set to judge, is this plain sticker use. I mean, that's obvious. I mean, I don't need to see that in person to say that's a bad call on Lego's part.
I feel like everyone feels that way, though. I mean, it's stickers,
Another thing for me is like, I know it's like the same length as the UCS Star Destroyer. You can't see it behind me because my mic's in the way, but like I'm looking back here at the piece count. and like the Venator is like 500 less pieces for only $50 less. I mean, I know it could be because the Venator, or the UCS Star Destroyer, or maybe this has bigger pieces. I don't know. I mean, there is some big pieces in there, but I don't know. For me, I'm kind of like $650. I know there's been price hikes, maybe before price hikes. If this came out around the same time the UCS Star Destroyer did, maybe it would be $600 instead of $650. But I don't know. I haven't really heard anybody say that it feels overpriced really at all. I mean, I guess it's going to depend on when more people get this in their hands and really kind of see it, but it's just a little, I don't know, it's a little less girthy than the Star Destroyer. I mean, I know it's the same length, but
Significantly less girthy, I would say.
it's a lot more slim, you know. I don't know. I guess I don't know.
Star Destroyer was what, 7 before the price hike? Is that right?
Yeah.
I think did it stay at 7?
Yeah, it stayed at 7 because it retired like the year they were doing the price hikes.
Got
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say it's a pancake, you know, like the classic spaceship or anything like that, but it did come out a little thinner than I would have thought. I agree with that.
Well, I think it's just the nature of
Nice pizza
the
slice
Venator,
shot right
though.
here. Yeah.
Like it's not
No,
the
it is.
design. It's not the designer's fault that it's slimmer, but and like I said, I mean, with the combination of the Star Destroyer came out what, like 2016, 17 maybe. I don't know. It came out a while ago, so there's
2019.
19. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a short set.
I was gonna say, yeah, because it's so weird because like the Falcon's still around, so it's kind of weird to know that the Star Destroyer was gone. It felt like kind of quickly, but so I don't know, like
Shout
the
out to
combination
Shreddy.
of the yeah, what up, Shreddy? Sean knows his Garth.
I do. I know. If I know one thing, I know Garth.
Yeah, and I don't know, like I feel like the price hike really does, put this ultimate, the total here closer to an older set that was, pre-price hike era. So I don't know, 650 is not terrible, but I feel like 600 would have been like perfect, but that's almost every Lego set now. So
They went extreme shadowing on this too.
all right,
I know. That's why I
it's
hate.
pretty decent.
Like it almost would have been cool if it looked like that on the bottom, like just for an extra touch, but you're not getting that, folks. It's gonna be gray. So let's all right, let's get into
What up, Shy?
What up, Shy? Let's get into the figs. Tyler, Lauren, what do you think, dude? Where are you at now on this thing?
You learn. I've always liked. I think there's really the only problem I get a fig like this. Again, this is just me. Like it's nothing Lego could do about it. Is in a character like you, Lauren, in universe, his face is very skinny. It's just a skinnier face. More of a vertical.
He's got kind of a Peyton Manning, like a log head.
Yeah. So I mean, the toughest part and stuff like this is like, I mean, just because I'm so used to seeing them that way, and like, all the years and everything on Clone Wars, like, sure, it's animated or whatever, but it is just kind of one of those things. It's a little hard for me to like truly see the face proper because it's a round minifig head. I get it's Lego. Everyone in the chat's probably like, oh, this motherfucker. Like, it's all like, but like, it's just the truth of it. That's another reason why. One thing I can always say about like, I'm a Walking Dead fan. I try to find, Walking Dead custom figs out there, and like, Rick Grimes, same thing, very thin face. So it's like
chiseled. He's chiseled. Yeah.
Yeah. So whenever you see, Lego faces, it's hard to really kind of get that face like replicated, So that's the only thing on this fig, just very psychological there. Not saying the fig is bad because of it. And again, everyone can have their own opinion, but I do like the fig nonetheless.
Now, let me ask you the $650 question, Tyler. Do you like this fig better than the Rex?
From a technical standpoint of everything, yes. I mean, I personally do, but again, that's not to say that anyone else has to agree with me. But yeah, I personally do. Yeah.
Well, it's the better figure,
You learn it. Yeah, I think you learn it.
Yeah.
Brent, what do you think of this fig? I always like getting another officer in the mix,
Yeah. No, and it's everyone's gonna be like, oh, I know I haven't watched all the Clone Wars guys, but this is the guy that's like the voice, right? Like the narrating voice
the
in
voice.
show.
Yeah. Well, he's a real character too.
Well,
he's a
yes, I know.
character too.
Right, I know he's a real character too, but
Hey, Ryan's got your back. Don't worry, Tyler. I agree.
There we go. No, I think it's a solid fig. I mean, I'm slowly starting to watch Clone Wars, guys. Don't worry. Eventually, I'll be a legit fan, Tyler.
Cap.
Cap.
Hey, I was watching the first version.
Used. I think like Firebird, like I was beating Brent up. That was.
But
wild.
the thing is, though, is no one gives me credit for watching the first Clone Wars cartoon made by the same guys that made Samurai Jack. You guys were not even. You guys were like 2 years old.
Yeah, because it's just.
Look at, here's Firebird. He's still waiting, Brent.
That's
He's
fine.
That's
fine.
Everyone's gonna check your Clone Wars card when you come into things.
Yeah,
Look, for me, I know who it is. I've seen him enough now. I love, first of all, knowing it's the voice guy. That's who he largely is to me at this point still.
Right. Yeah.
And I think maybe to a lot of other people. I think it's a good looking fig. I want to have all the officers. I just dig the whole, the fucking uniform, right? So, like, even if I had a deeper connection, I don't know how important he is. Maybe he gets more important later on. Only on season 4, but exactly. So I mean, we don't need to get all worked up about this guy, but it's cool they included him. He flew the thing. It's cool. First Republic officer. Thank you, Cooper. With Ryan here, let's jump to, if Ryan's still around. Where was that picture where we got a little bit of? Is it in here? Where did we see the pic of the Saginaw, Michigan? Did they already take this out?
Oh no! Hey,
you have to go to the.
Sean, it's part of the video. Yeah, the video with the dude with
the video shows the Saginaw.
They want to let like a little picture again like that.
All right, let's get into this. Engine set. Did I pass the video again?
It's at the end.
I'm at the end. Oh, it's probably because I blew up the thummies. Hang on a second, boys.
I'll go to videos up there.
Or I could go to videos. Okay.
Dummies.
Yeah,
mute the music. I don't know if that'll matter.
It's the one. The other one, Sean.
All right, here we go.
Is it the one with the dude? Skip ahead. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, this is it. It's like 30 seconds in. Or the whole thing's only. I'm an idiot. It's like 20 seconds in.
That's all right. He's having a great time. Look at him. He's about to finish it.
Yeah, right here. See, look.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh man,
Saginaw, Michigan.
You see that? I mean, that's
shout out to Saginaw, dude. This thing is.
Well, okay, that's not even like the biggest issue with it. Like I'm
just saying, dude.
It's something so small. I mean, like compared to everything else that's wrong with it, like that's like this, like
the Venator had its first kid. Look at this, Saginaw, Michigan, right there. Oh man, unbelievable.
Well, look, Sean, can I say one quick thing?
No, you can. I'll say this is sexy, dude. I haven't fully watched this yet. It looks fantastic. This isn't a render, obviously, right? So go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead, Tyler.
Well, I'm just gonna say again, I don't know if he wants me to I don't know if I should even say who told me, just for the fact of just so it's not public that
we let it all air out right here on a couple of brickheads. You go for it.
But no, I mean, but someone that already has the thing built, for days. I mean, he messaged me and said, or should I say, just they messaged me and
say it.
Well, I just don't know if here. I mean, I truly don't know. I just don't want to say that I won't say who said it, but anyway, someone that has it built. Said it doesn't sag.
Okay, good.
Sag.
All right, so we don't have to be worried about Saginaw.
I mean, I highly doubt wrong. I mean, I don't know if they will build their own set wrong, but I mean, it's not that hard to fix an issue, especially since there's nothing on the inside. It's not you could just easily put a counterweight, but then that just adds weight to the set, But that's just
my thing with that though, Will, is just fundamentally, it's again, you should not have to be changing.
No, I mean, for sure,
done this expensive of one.
Yeah, I mean it's an easy fix. It's especially since there's no interior, they could have easily just done it. But
well, yeah, they could have. Yeah. I mean, they should not put that on us to do.
No.
Tyler, walk me through, how long the thirst has been real on this set. I mean, is this something, are we going back to Clone Wars times for the UCS thing? Walk me through when this started gaining steam as a possibility for a UCS, or when people were kind of talking about, give me the exact year, obviously, but is this a 10-year want? What are we talking here on this?
I mean, I think it's been conceptualized for 10, 15 years. Yeah, but I mean, from what I know, I mean, I think that the big boom of it was 2020-ish, because it's like right after the 2019 Star Destroyer came out. So like people knew that Lego would go that route, like with the Star Destroyer, like the big capital, like just big Star Destroyer, attack cruiser ship like thing, for the Imperials first, of course, understandably. But like, so I feel like that's kind of when it was first like thought of, like could be a reality, UCS one at least, because like for the longest time there, people just kind of wanted another $150 one, another $200 one, like. But to get a UCS one like this, it was probably 2020, and it was also mixed with like Clone Wars season 7. Just Venator showing up there. The big final episode of the series, like on a Venator. So I think 2020 was truly when just like
final push.
Everyone started wishing, but like people have wanted a Venator remake itself, UCS or just regular play scale for obviously like 10 years or so.
And not to mention the fact that the Clone Boys are starting. It's all coming together. They're starting to get the income to be able to swing this. Go ahead, Brent.
I'm sorry, Sean. Go to the model again, like the guy looking at it.
Yeah, Brent. I want you to tell me. Yeah,
zoom in on his grill real quick.
I would love to, because I really want to know, like, where we get this shot in here too. Okay.
Yeah. All right, boys.
Tell me what is he saying to the butt of this ship right now? What's he saying?
Not worried about that. What I'm worried about?
Well, I am.
I want to know from Tyler and the boys. You think this guy watched the Clone Wars?
Nope.
Like actually in real life?
He doesn't know what a Clone War is.
No.
Really?
He looks a little bit like you're.
He's probably seen episode 2.
Ross in the house.
Hey,
Ross,
Brent,
can't forget Yularen is great because he's in the OG trilogy plus Andor. Love having him young. No doubt. Ross, you're good at this stuff. Like, what is this man saying to the butt of the Venator right now? Let's get Will in. You are the expert, Will. We're gonna get to your legendary Venator behind you because we're gonna do some comparisons, no doubt. But Will, let's throw you into an ACOB game. You watch the show a lot. We talk about these models a lot. What is this guy saying to the butt of the Venator right now? He's looking at the butt. What's he saying?
I think he's questioning why the back of the bridge has so little detail.
Wow, he went really technical with that.
I'm sorry, but like it's such a it's like of all the like they did a beautiful job of this. I mean, like it's great, but like that back of the bridge is so little detail. And this isn't this is a little bit off the side tangent, but I want to say this. Like they should have done Revenge of the Sith version. I know it's 20 years of Clone Wars, but there's like 3 different versions of the Venator out there. I was more hoping for Revenge of the Sith,
Yeah.
I mean, they copied the red lines from the Revenge of the Sith version because that's actually the red lines are not as apparent on the Clone Wars version compared to the Revenge of the Sith, so they could kind of be a mix. But Revenge of the Sith version is just way better. I'm sorry, dude. My tangent's a little over. Kind of holding it in ever since you said the word Venator.
No, dude. I think it's fantastic. Brent, can you? All right, let's take a different approach, Brent. Let's have some fun tonight with this. This is like our fun ACOB side segment on this kind of stuff, and we'll get back into serious Venator talk in a second. What do you think the photographer? What was the direction that the photographer gave on this shot? Because they're.
He was like my favorite. He's saying my favorite scene in movie history is the Jack and Rose on the front of the Titanic. So I want you to get behind this Venator. All right. I want you to get real close.
What do you want me to do with my hands, sir?
I want you to place one hand just kind of on the back left edge, and then I want you to kind of rest that other hand on top.
I was just thinking maybe with the left hand I could do like a nipple twist movement. What do you think about that?
I want you to move those cannons around on the side.
Oh, I'm gonna try to replicate it. Hold on.
I don't know.
God.
No, I'm failing.
You can't get all the way back there.
Yeah, there's
Dude,
no.
his Venator hides his entire body.
You can just hide behind that whole thing.
Extra bricks. Meese, I think this is sexy. All right, that's good. Shout out to that. Girth Gang, what is this guy saying right now? I want to know. I mean,
I think this guy is thinking, am I getting paid enough to stare at this Lego set? I don't know. Because you guys said he doesn't look like a real
needs
clone
more
boy.
turtleneck. I think the neck's pretty good.
Turtleneck's been a move with these models lately. He's back in the bunker, as Jang would say. It looks like he's in the apartment, but it's like concrete walls.
Good googly moogly. That thing is juicy. That's fun.
The fact that Lego thinks we
I
have this.
actually know that song.
This is definitely a live action only guy. I can say that. That's for sure. He's not. He didn't watch. I mean, he's maybe watching the Disney Plus shows, but not the animated ones. He hasn't watching Tales of the Jedi.
Yeah, but he wasn't watching
Dude,
Clone
that's
Wars
awesome.
when it came
Yeah.
out on Cartoon Network back in
They should
2000.
have done
No,
Anakin. They should have done
You cannot talk. No, I'm sorry.
Matt breaks it down to basics. Look at that ash. No, I don't know. We've picked up here on a couple of records. This is the sort of expert coverage and analysis that you can, look forward to here. Every single one of these model things, Brent, except for what, maybe one or two, they do the butt shot, and I know why they do it. They, it's just another angle to show the front of the ship, but it's still funny that they're, they do that. Speaking of, again, we're gonna take a look at Will's Venator here in detail in a few. We'll evaluate this butt. I mean, are the thrusters right? Like, what's happening here? What do you see in here? I know you gave a little commentary on it, but like, really break down the back of this thing. I think it looks cool. Again, I don't know all the historical moments of it and all that good stuff, or what I'm looking for exactly, but I think it looks good.
Yeah, I mean, to start off, I mean, honestly, the back, I haven't done what, like the engines, I still have yet to do. I've been pushing that towards the end because I have this whole time I've been trying to figure out how the heck I'm going to do. I've done so many designs and it's like such a complicated thing. But I think Lego did a really good job with the engines. It's just like, as you get closer to the Jar Jar head of the set, they just got that angle. It's like a bit wrong, and then also the fact that there's just so little detail. But I mean, there's not a whole ton to recreate, but I really was looking for a bit more in that sense.
There you go, Tyler. I want your butt thoughts as well on this thing. But question from our friend Ross. Will, you can take this first. I'm sorry. What was it? Venator Amidala. Sorry about that.
Venator Amidala.
Yeah, Venator Amidala himself. Are we not upset the red doors don't open? And then he follows up because I sure am. What do you think about that? Are you upset about that?
I mean, I was expecting Lego to actually not have them open because, realistically, I could see them taking it off like a panel, but they were to actually make it automatic, which is something I would like to do. Actual power functions. I would like to make my Venator doors open up. It's a very hard thing to do and replicate, but I'm not completely disappointed with that because I mean, with most Lego structures, they have guidelines that they have to follow in the sense of stability and stuff. But it would have definitely been nice,
Yeah, no doubt. Tyler, thoughts on the reverse side of this thing, and then also, what do you think about the red door opening comment that Ross made there?
I mean, look, I think an interior would be fine on something like this, and having the hanger. Me personally, my biggest thing with these big, UCS sets, I kind of said in my video the other day, in general, I just want the biggest version of the outer shell that I can display as possible. I mean, if I had to choose just one route to take it, on a set like this, I realistically don't care about getting any minifigs. Sure, I mean, I always think when you're paying this price, getting a fig or two that are exclusive is great. I think it adds to it. I don't really care about interiors and stuff. It's for me personally, this is genuinely a set that's just going to sit on the shelf or anywhere I can put it. It's probably going to sit on my coffee table for a couple months. Wherever it fits, it's just going to sit there. And, for me, for part of my demographic, I feel it's really just a thing to look at. I mean, I don't think opening the hangar doors or, worrying about an interior, does anything for me. Sure, I'd rather, it'd be cool to have there, but I'd rather them just worry about getting the exterior as accurate and just, again, large scale. There's a lot of people I saw in the past couple of days that they wish this was smaller almost. So it was a little bit more in scale, with the Star Destroyer. Because in universe, the Star Destroyer is bigger than the Venator. And there's a lot of people saying, oh, I wish it was smaller and everything. But it's sure, if they make it smaller, then sure, maybe it would have only cost $500, which works out. It's cheaper for the consumer, a smaller vehicle. But genuinely, I'm just to the point where for my UCS sets, let alone something like this, that will probably be my favorite UCS. It'll probably overtake the Imperial Shuttle. You know, I'll know that in a couple weeks or whatever. But I just genuinely just want the biggest version. Like I would pay. Again, this is only me. Not everyone can, and I understand that not everyone can. But like, I would pay $1,000. You know, if they made this 70 inches long instead of 43. You know, I just would. Like, that's just where I'm at.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
No, Ross, I get that too, but I feel like if they worried about having the hanger on the interior, they would have to just divert more thought pieces and resources to making that happen. Where from the baseline of it, and when you're looking at it from the exterior, you know, like, sure, if you have an open stuff coming out, that could work, but like that's not like the true reality of how like the Venator would just sit there. You know what I'm saying? And sure, I mean, I think it's just probably more risks for them doing too much and taking away too many resources for them to do that, rather than just focusing on the exterior. But that's just my opinion.
Shout out to Whittakey's off the bed. Great show, guys. Catch the rest on replay, gang. Thanks for stopping by, dude. We appreciate you, man. Brent, you want to shout out Replay Gang real quick? Vital part to ACOB and what we got going on, man.
Dude,
Replay Gang is everything, dude.
Shout out to the Replay Gang. They showed up for our very first episode of Figonomics, so that was awesome to see the Replay Gang showing up heavy for that. And all the nice comments, man. People are always bringing up how they're listening on Replay Gang, but it gets them through their work week, their workout at the gym, their whatever their long drive, whatever they're doing. So big shout out to you guys. Chores. For sure,
dude. Like house chores. Yeah, Will's not this. I mean, there's you got to do stuff around the house. I like to throw on a pod that I want to listen.
Shout out to you right now if you're like doing dishes, folding laundry, like you're doing it, man. There's a lot of people out there that just let that shit go. Shout out to you if you're listening to this and you're keeping up on the house.
Yeah, we really appreciate it. We know we're on at a weird time. And while we're at it, real quick, let's shout out our brethren in the UK. We have been getting so much positive feedback from our friends across the pond. And Brent, I'm putting a line in the sand. It might take a little longer than I want to, like the start of Figonomics and other stuff we got planned, but we did get it off the ground. We are going to do a UK special, Brent, on one of these weekends. We're going to put it together. We're going to do it early enough to where our friends over in the UK can hear the show live, because we get so much awesome feedback. Would have loved to see it live. They just want to see it live once, and that means so much to us, guys. Truly, that's fantastic. Makes it all worth it.
And also, like
Josh Figonomics. Josh is he being serious? I don't know if he's like.
Nah, he's not being serious. He knows.
Okay, he's finessing.
Finessing. All right. I don't know. I mean, Josh is pretty connected. Josh, I hope you know what Figonomics is. We're just starting it. I think it's fun. The Josh comedy. Look at that. Every year, look, we got a Cali Brick Click reunion in the chat. Can we give it up to Cali Brick Click? I mean, let's just do it real quick. We got Ninja. We got Shy. If Claire popped in, we'd have the whole cast. Just trying to set you up for some Thank you, Josh. I shouldn't have read that out loud. See, I'm still learning all this stuff. Guys, if you're new here and you joined recently to the stream, we do have a second show every Tuesday night called Figonomics. And basically, we talk through all things minifigure market. It is not an investing show. We do talk about prices a whole lot, but I think for me, I view it through the lens of figs I want to get before things get completely out of control. I also want to know what makes fig prices jump and move and all that good stuff. We have things like, of course, figure of the week, where we're just kind of talking about a notable figure. This week it was Thrawn. Brent, we also had highest moving figure in terms of volume as far as a character goes. It was Ahsoka. No surprise there. We had an on the rise figure this past week. Zeb, obviously, again with the Ahsoka effect, a lot of people, Brent included, want to complete their ghost crew. So Zeb is moving up. And then, of course, a hot prospect, something that's either undervalued or on the shelves. We had Tan Wee, which, the Kiminoan, first of its species. Tyler, I'd love to get your thought on that, Tyler, real quick, and then we'll move on from there. But do Do you agree with some of these picks that you saw there? Do you like the Tanwi pick? I mean, it's the first and only rookie of that species, right?
Yeah, I think the Tanwi will do good. I mean, I think my kind of thing against it. I mean, you kind of got two things these days, and it's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, it just is what it is. But you know, a lot more people are kind of just again in the game, you know, now where it's like, you know, let alone people that watch that show, you know, other videos that talk about this type of stuff. Like, I feel like the same problems kind of happen like with like buying regular sets and sitting on them. It's just there's so many damn people that are doing it. Where it's like, you know, sure, if you care about the money aspect of it, that's a whole different topic. You know, vote with your wallet, spend your money how you want. But for like having to necessarily worry about, say, getting it now for $7 compared to like 25 in a couple years, I mean, I think the other side of it's not going to really allow that. I think, you know, Tanwi, I think it is probably one of the best figures to kind of look at like in that light. But I don't think Tanwi is going to be like a $50 fig anytime soon. And another reason too is, I mean, she's in a $30 set, so like not a bad pick, definitely better than a lot of other stuff. But
hey, there's some figs that came from $30 sets.
Paz Vizsla, man, and the armor room. I mean, that like whole combination of the armor and Paz,
Rex.
$55, you know.
Yeah, but Sean, I mean, the Rex is 10. I mean, the
Yeah.
whole landscape's 10.
Oh,
I mean, if the Rex came in a $30 set these days,
I'm giving you shit and trying to show you I know a little stuff. That's all.
Well, so there's my take on Tanwi. I think it's a great pick. I mean, I'm certainly gonna. I mean, I'm not gonna lie and say I'm not gonna sit on 15 or 20 over in a bag for a couple years. But I mean, I don't. But again, you never know. I mean, again, she could show up in Bad Batch season 3, do a big role, save the galaxy, you know, and she'll be $50 that night. Like, who knows? You know. But so that's my.
I do love how much. I think the thing that's most intriguing, we touched on it, and we'll move on, I swear, is the cause and effect portion. Tyler, I don't know if you're there for that, but it was like it is kind of funny how, you know, when one of these characters shows back up in one of these Disney series, the thing just spikes, you know, or like Vizsla if they die, right? So like,
no, believe me. I mean, look, I mean, and I'm not out here trying to make anyone pay more for a fig than the market value. It is what
I'm not either. I'm just saying like this could happen. That's all.
Well, no, but I was going to kind of say, like, I will admit it is a fun little night, dude. And the next day after an episode comes out, and like when Cad Bane showed up in Bad Batch for the first time, and then also Mando, you know, I will admit it's very fun. And sure, am I going to lie and say that's not to part with the fact that I've got some of these figs and I'm able to sell it for that market price that it's going for that next day or two? Sure, like that probably helps it, but it's also just kind of fun to see how crazy are these people going? Like how high are they willing to go? You know, the consumer. I mean, they're no one's forcing those people to pay that price.
Hu Yang, I mean, that's another, you know, another one that's out now that could be interesting later. You know, there's all kinds of possibilities there.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you're spending $650 on something you're not a fan of, through the good and bad, you're literally just jumping on a bandwagon. Shout out to channel member Eric Hutt for that commentary. There you go.
Eric the Hutt.
Yeah, I mean, Eric, I agree with you. I think you know, as far as getting back, let's get back into the Ven. The Venny, is that what we're going with?
Venny?
Calling it that Venny.
Yeah.
I get it. I also think though there can be such a thing as just people who appreciate the model, you know, that don't have the whole, you know, whatever, doesn't give them the goosies when they see it. They could just look at it and be like, it's nice. Go ahead, Brent.
I think
that's right.
I think we ignored this super real quick.
Oh, geez.
Could we?
Sorry, we're on our old world. Take it away, Brent.
Yo, Nicholas Miller, channel member, coming through with a $9.99. Just popping in to give this super as a token of my gratitude for all y'all's great content. Got a 20 pallet delivery tomorrow at 5:30 a.m. Kudos to you, man.
Sheesh.
Yeah.
He works at a Lego store too, so I mean, it's.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Restock at the. Well, actually, that's the part of the Venator, maybe, because you know they get like 15 days early or something. So maybe that's the Venator. You never know.
You never know. So he's got to get some shut eye. Hey, thanks so much for tuning in, Nicholas
Thanks,
Miller.
Derek,
We know
for
you'll be
the
back
reminder,
here.
dude.
Oh yeah, we know you'll be back on the replay, gang. Also, shout out to Lego stores in general, because last time I went to the Lego store, man, well, we went on the 7th, so we went a whole week after release day, and I know some stuff was selling out in my Lego store because I was checking the store stock. But I was able to get in my Lego store, get everything I needed. They still had the Harry Potter GWP, and that was one of the first times in a little while that I had like my cart in mind and got every little single thing I wanted. So shout out to the Lego stores keeping up the stock.
Yeah.
That Lego.
Yeah.
You're doing something right.
Oh yeah.
There you go. But one thing I wanted to get into before we get to Venator Amidala's analysis based on his own legendary, Venator mock. Tyler, sales volume on this thing. Like, let's get into brass tacks. We love talking about this kind of stuff. It's not from an investor standpoint. It's just this stuff I'm curious about, so I'm going to air it out. Where do we see this stack ranked? Maybe against your favorite set of all time, the Razor Crest. Where do we see this kind of like, you know where I'm going? Is this going to be a day one hot boy and then it rots for the rest of its life? That's kind of where I'm leaning. Or do you think this is going to be just a true blue, sells really? I mean, obviously the big pop at the beginning is a given. I'm not saying that's not happening, but do you think it'll be a pretty consistent turning on the shelves? Where are you at with this? Is it going to be more Millennium Falcon? Is it going to be more Stars? Like, give me a UCS set maybe that it sells like,
The thing is, I think it's the closest it'll probably be like is the Star Destroyer, but it will of course probably be 10, 15, 20% less, and that's just kind of natural in the fact of, you still have a lot of the demographic that, although I mean, sure, this is a Clone Wars Venator, but like the normie's not going to know the difference between Revenge of the Sith Venator, so I guess, yeah, they're not going to know. So I mean, it technically did show up in live action, again, and I feel like this is the truth of it. I mean, a big factor of why they're going to not have some sales on the Venator over the couple of years is we have to not just be, we have to not turn a blind eye to the fact, Rex's out of Mexico is definitely going to kill that Venator sell-through rate to a degree. I mean, that unlike some of these other, like, sure, you can argue the Mando, people want the, the printed Mando from the Razor Crest, Mexico, kind of screwed that up. But like, from the sense of like from Lego's perspective, but like the Rex, I mean, this is big. I mean, this is, the fact that people can just pay $25-$30 for the Rex now, that's definitely going to deter hundreds and thousands of people from paying $650 for the set. So I think it's probably going to be a little bit less than the Star Destroyer. Big pop. It's definitely going to be bigger than the Razor Crest. I think just fundamentally the vehicle is, let alone the Razor Crest. Sure, I mean the Death Star blew up 40 years ago. I get it, but like the Razor Crest also just like, it's not relevant anymore. Like, fact of the matter is not, but like at least the Venator.
I didn't think it was deserving at the time. I didn't think it had enough lore or whatever behind it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, the Venator,
they rushed it to market.
Yeah, the Venator has some lore. The Venator's got a fan base. I mean, the Venator has a possibility of like showing up. Hell, we can see a Venator in a flashback next week in Ahsoka. Like, unlike the Razor Crest, like you're just literally, is that thing gone forever? Like, are we never seeing that? That's so weird.
Yeah, I don't think so. I mean, they blew it up before the UCS set released, I mean,
yeah.
I mean, I feel like it's going to go like in between the range of like Razor Crest and AT-AT, and like that kind of sense in the ways of sales. Because, I mean, you got those OT fans, they're not going to know what a Venator is, well, maybe they will, but, I highly doubt it, they're going to be like AT-AT over, UCS Venator. But, still, the Venator is like something that like all fans have been wanting for so long, so I don't know.
Ethan Thorne says, I feel like many people that want the Venator are going to buy the Venator, and the Rex is a non-incentive. I do think it contributes. Tyler, I did want to talk to you about this. I think the Fig definitely contributes, maybe more so on the lower end, but when you're like, nobody's psycho enough to pay. Maybe they are. I'm not saying there's not any, but most people are. Even if the Rex was bang on perfect, like you said, it's hundreds, maybe thousands of sales. That's fine. But over, I don't know. Let's say this thing sells, I don't even know how many copies, 50,000. Is it a drop in the bucket? Like, how impactful is it on a $650? Like, in other words, we have a Figonomics show. You better not be buying this for just a Fig. Like, that's crazy talk when you start getting into this $650 stratosphere.
Well, Sean, I feel like you have to look at it in the fact of if Mexico did not exist. All right.
Yeah, sure.
Where then again, it was only so I think in this current life, like with Mexico on the rise and everything, like
Can you explain Mexico briefly for our friends?
just mass producing new figs where
And they're leaking
online
out of the
sellers can get them
factories,
for
right?
very-
That's what
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
talking
yeah.
about. They're pumping them into the market. Okay. I just want everyone to understand that these figs are not going to be behind a $650 paywall. If you know where to look, whatnot.
Well,
You're going to be able
but if this
to.
did not exist, though, imagine though if Rex was not from Mexico, and people that again 10 years went by, people want a Rex. There's a lot of people that just fundamentally don't have a Rex. They did not want to pay $250 for the old one. I mean, the new one though, think about it. I mean, if the new one was not from Mexico, easily could have been the sellers. The few people that wanted to sell theirs. Since it's not mass produced at that point, they could have easily asked that same 2 or 250, as the older one. So I feel like it really comes down to, I mean, in this scenario, I don't think it's going to necessarily, it's not ruining the Venator sales. I mean, the thing is, I mean, once a minifigure is like 250 out of a set, I mean, how much more of a leap do you take than just getting your value at 650? Like maybe not instantly, but like you wait for a little Kohl's thing. And this is what I'm just saying. I think Mexico, for better or for worse, again, like I'm perfectly fine with people getting their Rexes for 30. It doesn't affect me whatsoever. But from Lego's perspective, I really do feel like it F's up the sales for them badly, and especially in a scenario like this. That's my take.
All right. So you dropped 250. Tyler, when was the last time that a set was, we'll say, over $500 that had a fig that went, I don't know, over 100, 200, like right off the rip? Ever?
I mean, we haven't known in the past 5-6 years because of Mexico.
There hasn't been that many. Yeah.
So before then, and so the toughest thing with that, Sean, is just the fact of the matter. I mean, 2020, the biggest boom for Lego Star Wars ever, Lego as a whole, everything. Like, are we ever going to fall much below that? I mean, we're kind of dwindling a little bit. Some people leaving, Lego kind of realizing some stuff, but big boost in 2020. And the thing is, I mean, Mexico has been a thing since 2020. So all these new UCS sets, that people are going crazy for. Like, and the thing is, people now, after 3 or 4 years of it, expect it. They expect to get their Captain Rex for cheap. They expect to get their, Commander Fox for $10 instead of having to pay for. Like, people expect it. So that's where the market's kind of leaning towards. Like, they just wait for those whatnot sellers and stuff to have them for cheap. And and then it's hard to really compare that, Sean, and the fact of like thinking like what a UCS fig from 10 years ago, and there are some expensive ones. I mean, the 2020 A-Wing pilot's like $80 or $100. The Y-Wing pilot, like the astromech droid, like even though it's similar to the new one, like the older one still is worth a lot. UCS tie, like a lot of those figs are worth like in the 100-ish range. But it's just so hard to say, like if those figs came out today, no Mexico, with the amount of hype around them, sure, more people are buying the set. But I feel like that's just kind of the biggest difference. It's just nowadays you have such a bigger demographic, such a bigger consumer base, but the consumer base is so accustomed to being able to get stuff for cheap now that there's just not a lot that I feel like would be able to get as rare and hard to get as stuff from 10 years ago. It's just a big difference, I feel.
Yeah. No, there's a big delta there. And that's an interesting point. I think like for the long-term hold guys, that's kind of out the window. I see what you're saying. Yep. By the way, I love the Girth Gang, dude. Rex Max, like I'm not saying that he meant to say like Rex Max. He's saying Rex plus Max, but I'm just thinking like Rex Max,
Tex Max.
Tex Max. Yeah, that's pretty funny. Is worse than no Rex in the set plus no Max for sale. Yeah, again, look, it may sound like Tyler is a businessman, so and I'm a businessman too, not necessarily in the Lego space. I just like to evaluate it and everything. But I get what everybody's saying. And our friend, Ryan from M&R Productions always says, he appreciates when things are rare and harder to get because it feels more special. And that's the part for me that torpedoes it. It's not so much the money factor. It really isn't. Because, Tyler, let me ask you this. With the Mexico factor, after some Alicia, I hope I'm saying that right, asked what's the value of the figure going to be once the set drops. Let's go a week later or whatever. eBay, what is eBay going to try to list this from? Now you got to understand there's not everybody's in on the whatnot thing. So give me like a high low, Tyler, of not if just blend it together. What do you think the figure is going to be worth with the Mexico factor, and if there wasn't a Mexico factor, like give me a min max on what that would look like.
So bottom line, if there was 0 Mexico factory, there was not 5,000 Rexes already in production.
Only way you can get them in is in a box in the Venator set.
On October 1st, only in the
Only
sealed
way.
box, literally.
Yes.
Sean, I'm telling you, it would be a 250. It would be the exact same price of the old fig. It would be
really wow.
Because sellers know they would be able to ask that. Like I think throughout its shelf life, you could maybe see it creep below the 200. Again, this is on the cusp of only
as people get the sets through other means.
People are kind of understanding, and sellers maybe getting some cheap Venators from some place, a little discount, maybe a damaged box, like where just like the price of it. But if there was no Mexico factory, it would really come down to the fact of, does the consumer want the 2013 or 2023? I mean, that's what I feel like it would come down to at that point, both for $250. But with Mexico factory on October 1st, I mean, the biggest thing would be, I've got no insider knowledge on the fact of I don't know when they're going to happen, but the same thing happened with the Cad Bane breather piece. Is it took like the factories a month or two to like be able to ship out hundreds and hundreds, for the Cad Bane. Because like people were able, like Whatnot sellers and everything, were able to get the Cad Banes themselves for super cheap, but no breather piece. Same thing with how the Rexes that are leaking out now don't have the pauldron. So the non-pauldron version is going for about $35. That's like what pretty much everyone is selling it for. And obviously on October 1st, I mean, the people that sell their direct Rex from the Venator on eBay with the pauldron, the thing is, I mean, that pauldron is certainly going to be $20, $30, $40 of value for the first little while, because that's
now they're trading for about 15, right, Brent, from the other night? The pauldron itself.
Well, no, I know, no, not
the wastegate.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about the official pauldron, because
sorry. I was thinking.
Yeah, so I mean, because at that point, the ones those are the completed fig at that point, because again, the Mexico factory ones don't have the pauldron. Okay, but once that happens in a couple months, probably by 2024 happening, then all of them are going to mesh together. You'll never be able to know the difference. And I think for the long haul, I mean, until people can't get them from Mexico, which it's going to be a while. I mean, a year or two of being able to just keep on getting hundreds and hundreds at a time. I mean, I think there's a world where it literally dips down to the price of Cody. And, we're looking at $18. I think there's a world where we can see a Venator Rex because think about it, man. I mean, sure, the $240 X-Wing and Luke's Landspeeder aren't $650, but dude, the C-3PO is down to like $6.
I know.
No way, really?
With the weird leg? Wow.
Yeah, it's
real quick, Eric Hutt, he just kind of jumped on what you were saying, Tyler. Let's pretend it's retiring. We jump 10 years, like the world between you will see the same thing we see today.
Yeah, it's not
world between worlds.
Never going to be the same percentage increase as the old Rex. I mean,
going for the Ahsoka there. Also, happy birthday to Eric Hutt, by the way. Coming soon.
I mean, there's going to be, look, I mean, there's genuine, all these people that have, the Heath Ledger Jokers, the Foxes, the Codys. I mean, it's so easy for all these sellers and stuff. Again, I don't know who, but I mean, for the prices some of these people are getting them for, it's so easy just to hang on to a bin full of Codys for the next 10 years. They already made their money back on the, 1,000 they sold, and they can sit on 500 extra. They can sit on 500 Jokers, where it's like, 10 years from now, it's just these figs. I mean, Cody's going to be sub 25 forever. Fox will be sub 25 forever. Rex, again, maybe a little jump. Maybe. I mean, it all depends on the release time, like with the Venator. Is it going to be a short shelf life, whatever? But, it's in like production on the back end too. But I mean, people have hundreds of these, Sean.
Derek brings up a good point. No, I agree with you, Tyler. I love the expert analysis. Derek brings up, considering Queel is going for 60. Is Queel, like, we need to get like a before the Mexico leak situation and then an after, like almost like Battle of Yavin.
Well, the thing is, I mean, the factories can't produce everything. So, like, I mean, there are some figures. I mean, again, like the Queel. The thing is, I don't know why the price on that hasn't gone down a lot, because I mean, people can get it now. I don't know if there's a little something else that is going into it where like people aren't getting like hundreds and hundreds, but like, and the one thing I can say too is, again, I mean, it's, again, not every piece is available. So like it's, but eventually it feels like everything, again, with the breather, there's been the orange visors for Cody or whatever were basically impossible to get there for a month or two, but it all eventually was available and everything got cheap, but like, so the same thing is going to happen with the Rex, but like, that's the only thing. It's just the pauldron.
Yeah.
And Brent, as a hopefully soon to be again Rex owner,
Yeah,
your friend Tyler, who took it to the body shop.
literally.
Yeah. Where are you at on this thing? I mean, you can't deny if you saw a Rex from this UCS set sitting there that you knew was authentic for only 35. I mean, I think you'd pull trig even if you have the OG, right?
I mean, I really want. I guess if I was thinking about, well, I'm probably not going to pick the Venator up for a couple years, maybe.
Mm.
I mean, 30. Yeah, I mean, honestly, if somebody walked in my basement right now and was like, "I got the new P2 Rex, give me $35," I'd be like, "All right," but I don't know. Like, I'm probably gonna get the set, and also technically it would be incomplete because it doesn't have the pauldron.
Yeah.
But I mean, I like the set and everything, but I'm probably not gonna pick it up for like a solid like 2 years, just because there's a bunch of other big
Oh,
sets I
for
want to
sure.
get before they retire, and like I'm gonna get my now. If Tyler didn't have my Rex anymore and fixed it and everything and sold it or whatever, and like I wasn't able to get that one back, then I would feel more inclined to maybe buy the Venator a little bit earlier, just to kind of get some kind of P2 Rex. But I mean, and we talked about it on Figonomics, boys. Like, I had a Rex, the good one, the first P2 Rex, and sold it before I saw the new one, and definitely felt regret. So,
Yeah, I remember Tyler coming to the table with because he was throwing all my stuff at my table at Brookline. And he had the biggest smile on his face. I'm like, why are you so happy, man? And then he has this huge bag of figs, and I'm like,
gave him a bunch of clones.
I'm
Yeah.
like, dude, I was just like, and he's like, I'm like, how much you pay for that? And he's like, $120 or something. I'm like,
Well,
what?
it's credit. It was trade credit.
Well, yeah,
Credit, store credit.
wing or something. I don't know. I remember.
Brent, I will tell you this though, dude. This is just truth of the matter, man. There was a lot of damaged shit in that bag, and you know it, dude. So when I ended up going through
Oh
that,
yeah, no.
Yeah.
It was,
Hey, yeah, dude.
it was beat.
I that's why I let you look at all of it or
Yeah,
look
we
at
ran
all
it
of
over
it.
with a
going through there,
lawnmower
there's quite a few
before we
stuff
brought it in.
Quite a few things I had to, junk and throw in the damaged Lego bin. So
Yeah, that was more of like a shits and minifigs bag that you got there. Yeah, it was-
Oh well, hey, I didn't try it. I told
I
him
didn't
whatever he
say-
wanted to give me.
you got the steal of a lifetime on that. You did well regardless, but Tyler's a gem for getting it back to you. That's gonna be fantastic. Okay,
Oh yeah.
let's get into it. Gotta go run and take care of a daddy daycare thing, but kick it off. Will, we brought you in. You requested to be in because you are, in fact, Venator Amidala.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to give you a woman name there. It's not an insult. I'm just
I
saying, like,
prefer to be the Grand Admiral Thrawn of Venatures, but
no, that's me. I'm Grand Admiral Sean, so you can't have that.
Oh, well, okay. Even though
Grand Admiral Sean.
he's like badass in there, but
But I'm gonna full screen Jones you here on this. Walk me through. I know you're proud of this. I'm proud of it for you. It's fantastic, dude. Walk us through your Venator, and while you're doing it, maybe point out, what you like about your. First of all, the girth is immense. I think you know that, and I appreciate girth more than most folks. But walk us through kind of the key differences. What you know about yours. Your scale is obviously bigger there, but you get it. Just give me the full 360 as if you're trying to sell us this thing.
I'm not going to do a whole Wolf of Wall Street sales pitch for you because I always sell it, and I don't want to sell this thing. It's my baby. I love it. But let's just say,
There's certain individuals who might pay the price. We might see them later. We'll
my
see.
price is $50K.
Well, I mean, there's people out there that have 50K. They might not watch this show, but they exist.
That's true.
All right, walk us through, bud.
Let me get this camera turned around for y'all.
There you go.
First major difference I want to start off with, of course, is mine has an interior, and also the fact that mine's not done. But as you can see, there is a full little interior here. We got the full hangar bay with, as Emma, Mr. Soros was saying earlier, with the Arc 170s on the inside. Here, let me take off these panels for y'all so you can actually see it. Got the whole girthy interior. And I just broke a panel. That's unfortunate, but got the boys, inside there looking pretty chill. But this is like a micro scale hanger. You know, I feel like I had to do that for the front half, and then in the back half we transition a bit more towards an actual minifig scale kind of. So, we got some Wumpa jerky. We got some stuff in the vending machines. It's a little bit damaged right now. They have too much time to clean it up before the stream, but yeah, there's my little sales pitch, I guess, of the front half.
I like it.
Appreciate it.
Did you break that panel too bad, or are we all good there?
Oh no, we're all good. It'll be like I mean, the amount of mistakes that's happening on this thing, I've torn this panels apart like 1,000 times just to make small changes. I mean, heck, in the last update, I took the whole thing apart, like on both of them, because I needed to make it longer. Because last week I started working on the hanger doors, so I had to take all that apart. But like the amount of things that's happened to it, I've fallen on this thing like twice. I had milk spill on it, so I had to take it all apart and then clean the parts, rebuild it. Crazy amount of stuff that's happened to it over the years. But yeah.
Dude, yeah, I feel like the classic like 50-year-old man that has like his like 62 Camaro or something. He's always working on it, and he's like,
yeah,
I tore this whole thing apart and restored it, and I feel like it's like the similar journey that you've gone through with this thing so far. It's been what, like 61 uploads of the update series with this.
Yeah, actually, I started this whole thing a long time ago. Like, this was like one of the first things I ever did on my channel. But then with COVID, I kind of stopped it because, this ship was at another house because my parents were divorced. So I had to kind of like stop doing the series. I'm like, shucks. But then I decided to do a whole comeback, and I completely like destroyed it and rebuilt it. But one of the most recent times I completely destroyed and rebuilt it was when I had to divide it into 2 sections to transit for Brick Road. That was a pain in the ass to do. But
dude, I couldn't imagine moving this thing all the way to Brick World. That is crazy in and of itself.
Well, the best thing about it is I'm like 40 minutes away from the convention, so I took some local roads and I drove.
Oh, there you go.
Slowly, got the anti-grav on, totally 100%. But the reason why I have my camera off right now is just because I'm taking off some of these panels, so you can get a real look at the back interior, because remember that Separatist Dreadnought, the Malevolence set that came out in 2012?
Yep.
That ship can fit inside of it, and I'm sure the play scale Venator could actually fit inside this thing too. I'm just saying, like, it could. Like, this thing is as wide as long as UCS Star Destroyer is.
So are you still getting the new one to like do a comparison?
Oh yeah, of course, day one for sure. I mean, like, I can't not, right? People are like dying for me. Like, I get so many comments like, "Dude, are you gonna buy the new one?" I'm like, "Yes, of course I am." I want to have this done on time for the new one, but I don't want to half-ass a MOC by sticking to some tight deadline. I don't want to do that. I want this to be truly a special MOC. One of the best Venators out there. There we go. We got a little bit.
You're getting some love in the chat here, Will, as well.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, on Instagram Reels, this thing's like blown up. Like YouTube, not so much, but like Instagram Reels, man, like every single one of them is hitting like 200K views, 500K. Like, it's crazy how much people love it on Instagram compared to YouTube. But yeah, these are some automatic hanger day boards that actually go up and down. Not functional right now because I took the power functions and moved them somewhere else. And we got a little barracks over here. I'm getting like a very brief tour, but in this back hanger bay is where I store, a majority of the bigger ships, like the Republic frigate, the Malevolence, that's like a joke, just things like that, Honestly, at this point, I kind of want my just so that we have the UCS Venator in there. That'd be really something funny, get the UCS one inside of it.
Yeah, just build it around it. Yeah.
Yeah, totally. That'd be kind of funny. But yeah, I mean, it's basically like, I think the funniest thing is like about this is that we're going to be able to compare it, and the UCS Venator will be like as long as my Venator is wide, because I used UCS Star Destroyer as an example earlier. I'm not going to move it because that thing's very fragile, it breaks all the time. But it's basically the length of the Star Destroyer is as long as is as wide as my Venator. Sorry, I'm clustering my words there about that, but it's very, as Project Element says, dumpy. Yes, totally.
It's got to be kind of like a weird scenario to be in when you're working for so long on something, and then they just come out with a UCS version of it like while you're working on it still. It's kind of like, you know what I mean?
Like what? Like, and I'm like so close to completion day 2. I was just like, what? Like it was insane hearing that news. I literally was like, I almost fainted low key. I was like on this call, like I think Tyler was there too. I think it was Micah, Micah Knight, you know him, T-Mog and Tyler. Like I think we were like all freaking the fuck out about this stuff. Like it was insane that night. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, because I could imagine like just being like, oh, they couldn't release it like in another year from now, so I can at least finish mine first.
Exactly. That's just like so determined to get this thing done, you know, right before. Like I'm like, guys, we're gonna get this thing done October 1st, and then like 1,000 things happened in my life. Like I got a concussion, I got COVID, I got all these like just terrible things that happened to me, and that it really got screwed up with my schedule, you know, which is a little bit unfortunate, but you know, it is what it is, you know.
Yeah, much love in the chat for that big old Vinny, that big old heater.
Yeah.
Sitting behind a dang she thick says
Damn shit. Yeah.
collect your empire.
Because I do feel like it's a little bit chunky towards the center, but you know, yeah.
Oh, yeah. What up, Whiskey? Chiming in. Do we know how much, or well, I guess Nathan says, how much do we think the pauldron will sell for by itself? I guess that all depends on if they leak out from Mexico, right?
Yeah.
I mean, if Mexico doesn't make them, you're not gonna. I mean, who's gonna take apart the Rex just to F with? Like, but like the second Mexico gets them, they're gonna be. I mean, look, it's the fact of the matter. The Rexes will be sold with them then. So the Rexes will go up to like probably 50, 55. And the pauldrons themselves, again, are there going to be a bunch of sellers that sell them separately? You could probably find someone, but at that point, they're all just going to put them on the Rexes. You know, they're not going to. Why would they sell the pauldron separate? So I mean, in a perfect world, I mean, cheap, but I think you're pretty much going to see them all, you know, on Rex only.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still can't. Go ahead, Will.
Yeah, so I just want to like, I don't know if you guys you saw Ahsoka, yeah, the new episode of Rex. I mean, I know Tyler has for sure, but I just want to make sure you saw it too, right?
Nah, Brent.
I'm halfway through the.
He doesn't even know what a Star. He doesn't even know what a Star War is.
Oh, what's a Star?
Oh.
It's a war. It's made of stars. It's very warish, and it's a star. Yeah, that's my description.
Yeah, I was, watching Phantom Menace when it came out in 1999 before you guys were alive, but
Yeah, but you saw that the Rex on that.
Whoa, hold on. What the heck?
What the heck? Joe, good evening.
How's it
How's
going?
it going? Feeling well, how are you?
Pretty good, Mr. Full Price.
Just wanted to call in and say a few things. We're a couple weeks out from the release of this Venator that everybody's talking about. Where did the host guy go?
I don't know.
Oh,
I think
bro.
I'm back.
I'm back. First of all, where's the other guy? He's never around when I'm here.
I don't know. I think
I think
the issues.
Be that as it may. You seem like a good kid. What's your name, kid? The kid with the Venator. Games Will. Will I heard a price on this Venator creation you made. 50,000, is that about right?
I mean, I heard
how does it going?
You Mr.
So 50,000. Where do you live, kid?
Do you go with information for his full price?
Here's what I'm thinking. In a DM, I want to fly to Euros. All right. I want to pick up this love of your life, right? It's your life's work. I want to pick this thing up, and based on where you live, I want to take it to the biggest monument in your city. Okay, because That's right. Don't want to climb to the top of that. With your Venator, with all your little parts and pieces, all the accessories reattached. I want it to be the best it could absolutely be. I'll give you 50,000 for it, but here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to climb to the top of whatever archive you've got, whatever the biggest monument you've got in your city. I'm going to send it crashing to the ground.
I don't think. I think the reason
I don't think there would, because I own the Cubs too. Oh, there he is. There's Brent. What do you want, Brent?
Oh no, I was just saying. I think your signal is like glitching with our system here. I don't know. Something weird's going on. Are you calling from Alaska?
Yeah, no.
I call from wherever I want. You know what I mean?
This is the way.
This is the way. That's right. This little rent show not picking up on this or what's happening here.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's just some wild kind of interference going on.
Is this both questions?
No,
it's almost like your audio is like morphing with our audio in a weird way.
Gentlemen.
Yes.
I just want to buy this Venator. Again, take it to the largest monument in and around your city and just drop it and watch a piece of sugar.
So you want
to know 50K is worth the price. Do you want it to go to a good home or do you want it to go to a full price show as well?
So you want
Chicago
and drop it off
this tower. Absolutely. That could be arranged.
So you're going to take the time to build it?
I mean, I think you could call this doxing, but that's not what I'm intending to do at all. But if you want to say you live in the Chicagoland area, I know it won't. You'll have a penthouse or 10 out there. That's the proposition, kid. All 50K, you give me this Venator, I'm going to drop it off of I used to call it the Sears Tower. I'm not sure what people call it, though. It is. And talk. What do they call it? Chicago Dog Tower? What is it?
Chicago Dog Tower.
So how do I name it? Cat?
Edit.
Lego sets?
Look at my avatar.
Money.
And we'll do it cash.
I don't know. I don't want to be taking non-tech.
We'll do it over the tapes. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
In closing, I'd like to say this.
I don't know how
good you're a fun little Venator, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna send all my millions, all my friends out to each and every Lego store in the country. We're gonna make sure we buy up every last Venator. Then I'm gonna make you guys beg for it. I wanna make you guys beg to pay only $900, maybe $1,000.
Just trying to flip a bunch of Venators. Mr. Jones, it's been great having you on, but there's some weird audio things going on ever since you popped in here. I don't know if it's where you're calling from or.
I'll leave here. We'll see you next time.
Love you.
One more quote.
Damn. Yeah.
It's okay when just you talk, but like when the rest of us talk, it's like doing some weird audio. But let's get one more quote from you, Mr. Jones. Before one more ending closing quote.
I'm only here to do one thing. And that's pay full fucking price for everything. You know what I mean?
We know.
Good night, everybody.
It's more of a discount. You mean I think the retail price is $100K actually, so. Man, that guy.
Man.
Gets more suspicious every day.
Christ, dude.
That was something. It's almost like his like I don't know if he was calling from his house that's like so far off the grid. He just has weird reception or service, but yeah, something was. Extra Brick said he paid full price for that mic, Wizard of Oz type stuff. Yeah, guys, Mr. Jones called in last week, or I'm sorry, the week before, and it was fine. Yeah, it's like he had it on speakerphone or something. Something kind of weird was going on, but Eli said FPJ cheaped out on the setup. Let's hope not. I would hope that Mr. fucking Jones has just the most expensive everything set up in his house.
I wonder
Probably
what
has a couple Lamborghinis. What kind of car?
I know what kind of Speed Champs car he has. You know, like I mean, you know, he got what kind of Speed Champs car you want. You know,
honestly, Full Price Jones is so rich that every time a Speed Champs car comes out, he buys the real one in real life to build the Speed Champs car inside of the real car.
Man,
that'd be a Full Price Jones move.
Yeah. I just wish he would buy Lego and like fix everything that's like wrong with the stuff. You know, like Full Price Jones. I mean, he listens to the podcast. He knows what the fans want. Like, why can't he just buy Lego and like fix it up, man? Like, I mean, it's not a public.
You mean as the company? Oh yeah, you're right. Like buy Lego the company.
Yeah, just buy the whole thing. You know,
yeah.
Get some new designers in there, fix some sets. You know, maybe make a small like interior for the bridge and the Venator. Nothing crazy. You know. Oh, what? Sean.
Hey, what happened there?
Where's John again?
To take care of some daddy daycare. What happened there?
Dude, you won't believe it, but Full Price called in again, Mr. Full Price Jones. However, I don't know if
happens when I'm gone. I heard part of it as I was walking back in the room. He had a bad connection or something.
Yeah, honestly, his house is probably so big and so far off the grid that he just had probably some weird like connection issues or something.
Phone Jones. Yeah, I'm hearing about this. Yeah.
Yeah, right. Some people in the chat are throwing some shade, saying he should probably pay for a better setup or something. You know, you would think he'd probably
cheap ass Jones.
Flip Phone Jones. Flip Phone Jones. Yeah, Will was throwing around the idea of Full Price Jones just buying Lego, like as a whole company.
I mean, he listens to us, you know.
Just
that might be something he'd want to do. You know, I don't know. I don't control this man. You know, I don't know what he does.
Yeah, totally.
Well, it sounded like he had a disappointing performance. You know, I apologize on behalf of Full Price Jones, and I'm not sure what happened.
Yeah, I'm just curious how he keeps getting in. I mean, like he responded to me like on a comment. Like he hacked your YouTube channel, he's hacked your Instagram. Like he's
hacked everything. You know, like, I don't know how he does it.
Let's get some verification, you know?
I think we give too much information to these phones. That's what I think.
So, yeah, I mean, Instagram's listening in on us. I mean, like, I didn't even search up backpack. I just said it in, like, a phone call, and I started getting Swiss Gear backpack ads immediately, like, on Instagram. It was crazy. You know, just a little bit sus things like that, you know?
FPJ went to the space station to build the Galaxy Explorer. Maybe that's what happened to him.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he would literally be like, when a Speed Champs set comes out, he probably also buys the car.
Facts.
Like he probably literally imported a Skyline R34. He probably bought the actual like replica from the actual movie prop. You know.
Definitely.
Put a motor in it. I forget. I used to know the name of these motors because I used to be a car guy. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Full Price Jones, like when there's a 911 that comes out, he buys a real life 911 just to have the real thing and the Lego set.
Fact.
And he rips up Cole's cash if Cole's ever gives him Cole's cash, you know.
Well, yeah, he rips it up, yeah.
Like
anything else? I think when I left, Will was going over the Venator. Did you guys have a great time with that? Or, you know, I had no idea what was going on.
I think he broke part of it, but I think is everything okay back there?
We're staying alive.
Alive?
No.
Doing all right?
No, that broke. Like, it's a little bit fragile ever since I made that whole for the Republic logo because I wanted to be so girthy. I wanted to look freaking amazing because everyone looks at that logo and sees Republic. And I mean, that's also one of the things I feel like they a little bit messed up on the new Venator is like how thick the red line was. You know, it is the Clone Wars version, so it's supposed to be thin, but you know, it's like it's a little bit too thin, and people are like recommending I use that. I'm like, no, mine's twice the size, and that's way too skinny. Plus, it's a stick.
Yeah.
You know, gotta do snot. Snot's the best.
Tyler, question for you: what cape should he buy? Matt wants to know what cape he should buy for Shin Hati. I want a dark brown. Do I do the standard or the thinner one?
So Matt, if I were you, I would personally do the standard one. I mean, I think that works better. Like, I feel like the only time the thin cape works good on a fig that like I'm aware of, besides like Mando, like I think the black thin cape looks better on Merrick because like it was just thinner. But I would go the standard size personally. That's why I only get, if you're looking at my Bricklink store and that's what you're, because I would assume that's probably what he's at since I've got both right there side by side. That's why I have way more of the regular size because I think that looks better, and I would assume so. The thing that's I haven't built any of those sets, man. Like because I've been so sick, I haven't built any of the September 1st sets yet, and I haven't been able to make that video yet. Like I've been, 2 weeks behind on doing that video of upgrading every fig. I've got all the parts for them, but I still need to get that out. I mean, I should probably work on that pretty soon here, but. Yeah, I think standard size on both Shin and Balin.
Did you build the White Castle McDonald's ship yet, or not?
The what?
The White Castle McDonald's ship. The E-wing and a Shin Hati ship. Reminds me of.
No, I haven't built anything, dude. I mean, I've wanted to, but it's also like I just didn't. I don't know. Building well sick does not.
Man,
do it for me.
I was listening to the podcast a few weeks back, and you're like, man, September 1st, I don't care. Whatever bag Shin Hati is in, I'm gonna rip it open. I remember little stick Tyler's not gonna stop on that. What happened to that grind set, man? Just like you get
dude, I couldn't leave my bed, man. Like I genuinely was like there was maybe 1 or 2 days like at the September 1st, 2nd or whatever or I think it was the 2nd and 3rd, right? I think it was just me naturally like damn I kind of effed up, but like dude, September 4th, man, that's when I got sick. I mean I was.
Yeah,
I couldn't do anything.
I had to. Yeah, I was like sent home from work and everything. I was feeling pretty shitty myself too, and like I never had like. It was just like the nastiest cold. Like I never like it. Pretty much ran through my whole house. Jennifer was like actually had a high temperature, but like dude, my like sinuses were just like so muffed up. It was ridiculous.
How we all get like sick in like the same like dude? That's when I got
it's going around, man. Sean, you're next. I'm surprised it hasn't hit Sean.
Yeah, or fourth place Jones too.
No, actually, yeah, my wife's not feeling good. So yeah.
Oh, it's coming for you.
Next to Sean, Yeah. Next Bigonomics, it's gonna be like,
It's gonna be sickonomics instead of figonomics.
Yeah. So today, about how.
All right, so I think we venatored hard. Did want to pivot to one more thing that I think is interesting, and then we may wrap her up for the night. But one thing I found interesting, it's been going around for a while. It's just something I haven't seen discussed by many or any Lego channels, is the fact that over on Amazon, good old AMZ, they're showing sales rankings. Tyler, are you aware of this phenomenon?
And you're saying the Ghost only sold 50 times or whatever? Was that one of them?
Let's get into it.
I saw
exactly where I was headed, but no. But I mean, we can. Here you go. Yeah. I just think it's weird. I think it's weird because I'm in the biz. If you guys if you guys look at what I'm highlighting here, it says there's been 3,000 ghosts bought in the previous month, which that would include pre-orders. I just think it's interesting / weird as a guy who's been in retail, sells a ton of product into a ton of big stores. This type of stuff is kind of off limits, man. I'll be honest with you. Amazon, they break all the rules, obviously, and that's how they got to where they are. But have you delved into this, boys? To kind of, we can stick with just Star Wars if we want, but it's kind of interesting. I found some interesting stats in here, if they are in fact accurate on what's selling. Not so much the volume, but like what sets are beating other sets. Because Tyler, we often talk about the normies versus the hardcores, or however you want to position it. And I think some of my friends on YouTube will be maybe harsh on a set that performs really well. It doesn't mean you're wrong. It just means like general public is into it. And I'll have a few examples for you. But I just think it's interesting that they show it's not so much this number, because what does 3,000 mean to anybody? Is that good? Is it bad? I just think it's interesting when it's like compared to other sets, right? So
yeah. Well, Sean, it must have been a glitch the other day because someone posted on Facebook like 2 or 3 days ago, that number on the Ghost literally said 50. It said It said 50 plus sold in the past 30 days or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, so this is 3,000 plus ghosts sold. I think that's interesting. And then because again, you talked about it earlier, the biggest pop, right? And that's generally, I would think at the outset, I think Q4 obviously there's some magic there when the numbers jump, and certainly with a promo, and we'll look at that stuff too. But before I click on it, and I know you might have gotten some bad data earlier or different data. What do you think is sold more? The Ghost at 3,000 sold in the last month, according to Amazon. Again, this is just on Amazon's platform. It doesn't mean Lego Store. It doesn't mean Target, Walmart, and all that stuff. Versus the T6.
Oh.
I mean, I would assume.
Number, but has it sold more or less than the T6?
I would assume.
You up. I haven't looked at it. I'm not trying to steer you in either direction.
I would say less. I think the T6 has sold more.
Yeah, T6 more affordable, and it has the main figures. You got your Wing, your Bean, Beanies,
4,000.
Yep.
4,000. Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's interesting, right?
I still can't
only
believe that
1,000 more at half the price. That's interesting.
Yeah, I can't believe how few that is. I mean, I know there's Walmart retailers and Target, and I mean Lego, you're gonna get VIP points, which Full Price Jones uses to do. I don't know what he's thinking. But the
thing is with the T6, I gotta be honest. I think way more people than we could even comprehend did end up running out of their Kohl's, that 10 days prior and getting it at Kohl's. I think way more people than usual did that, from what I saw.
That's what I did.
Glico says if you watch Break Bucks before the split, they used to go through that with Camel. Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah, but what's interesting is the fact that you don't need some sort of third-party app on this, to get this information. It's interesting. Camel is, they do have a free version. It does give you a lot of good data, but I just thought it was interesting because we sit here and I'd say we're a commentary sort of channel, right? And we kind of prophesize what we think is going to happen out there. Now, are any of you boys shocked that the Shinhari said, according to Amazon, and by the way, I did check this with real paid tools in my day-to-day personal work that I do, and this is not 100%. I'd say it's 80-90% accurate. So just disclaimer, we have some back-end tools that we pay for. They're probably a little more accurate, but I mean, I know 20% is a big swing, and maybe that's wrong. Maybe it's 10%. It's fairly accurate. Just put it that way. It's accurate enough for what we're doing here. Only 1,000, Tyler, of the Shinhari set. Does that surprise you? What surprises you? You got 3,000 on the Ghost, 4,000 on the T6, and 1,000 according to Amazon sales of the Shinhari.
I mean, I think ratio-wise, that sounds right, but it's also just in the grand scheme of things, you think of only 1,000 selling, but again, it's at every other retailer, So, I mean, even if So yeah, I mean, speaking on actual volume, again, it sounds very low, but the ratio sounds about right to me.
Yeah, I mean, the volume, even the volume sounds weird to me.
Mm-hmm.
But think about this: the distribution, and I don't mean to just zero in on these new sets. I'm going to show you. We can look through some other examples, and Girth Gang, if you want to see any particular set called out that you think is interesting in terms of their sales volume, we'll bring it up. But I just find it kind of fascinating that Amazon is revealing all this. You know what I mean? You could deduce what's popping. There's really only 5 reviews on this set. Is it really doing that poorly? I know we're in our own bubble here, and maybe the normies don't recognize these characters whatsoever and they don't care, but what does it say about Lego? What does it say about the series that they've only sold 1,000? Just to put this in perspective, there are roughly 8,000, 9,000 Walmarts out there. I think I texted you, Tyler. I texted Stud City, Cristo. I texted Ryan. Nobody's seeing any of these sets, for the most part, in the old reliables of Walmart and Target, And so A run rate for those stores, just so everybody knows, you figure 8,000 stores. Let's say only half of them carry this set. That's 4,000 stores. You're telling me, that a good run rate on that is at least one per store per week in my business. You want to sell at least one unit of anything per store per week. And I know that sounds low to people. It just depends on the product. But the fact that, this represents a fourth of that and Amazon's widely available to everyone is pretty scary, And I don't even think Walmart sold that many because they haven't had them on their shelves. So,
well, these numbers aren't national, right? It's just US, right?
I'm strictly talking US. When I tell you these numbers, Will, Walmart, those numbers I gave you for store count is in the US. So I'm only talking US. Yeah, to be clear.
Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna be like 1,000 worldwide. That's like, I don't know. It's just like what? That seems a bit low.
Yeah, but even for the US, that's a crazy number.
Yeah. But I mean, I feel like for Lego Star Wars fans. I mean, I'm one of the huge Lego Star Wars fans. I mean, there's so many out there. I mean, I feel like this was the least appealing of all of the 4 sets that were coming out that day. I mean, heck, we had Gunship, which is something that fans have always been wanting. I feel like one of the major sets you should have in a collection is a gunship because it's just so fun to do something with, So I mean, I feel like a lot of people were probably swayed towards the gunship or the ghost because they're just way better than something we've never even seen in Star Wars before,
All right, let's go with that theory. And again, I'm not trying to play gotcha with you guys. I haven't looked at it in a few days. Will, you'll go first. What do you? So 1 through 4, we've seen 3 sets: Ghost, T6, and the 2-pack. Where do you think the gunship ranks amongst those on Amazon?
I'd say at least 3K. I mean, maybe 2 because it's the Coruscant, but I mean, I think at least 3, at least 3K.
How about this? Just number 1 through 4. You don't have to worry about the thousands of sales. Where does this rank? Top, second, third, fourth.
2, probably 2. Yeah.
Second bestseller, Brent. You're muted. Muted. Tyler, you want to go?
Well, sorry.
No, you missed your chance. Sorry.
I think third out of the 4.
Real quick, Sean, what are we comparing? What number am I saying?
So of the 3, I showed you 3 sets previous on Amazon, right?
Yeah.
Top seller was T6 by a little bit, then the Ghost, and then Shinhati. Definitely far back in third. Adding this to the mix, where do you think this finishes 1 through 4? The gunship.
I'm gonna go 3.
All right. Let's see. 3,000. So you could say it's tied for second. There you go.
That is one ugly set.
It's all right.
I just wish it wasn't so small.
Yeah.
Well, I'll blame Yavin and the Ghost for that one.
All right.
Yeah, I think about Yavin got the 170 price point.
Yeah, that's still terrible.
I mean, it looks a lot better without the 4+ shady tree in the front of it. I mean, I was hating on it for a while, but then once that tree was gone, it made it look a lot better. I don't have it yet, but I've seen it without the tree, and it just makes it look better.
Put your own tree on there.
Of course, yeah.
So Kaliko's got a good question. This comes up a lot in my day-to-day. How many sets do you think Lego allowed them to sell? Kaliko, I don't think it's a inventory issue. I think they're flush with inventory.
Oh yeah.
Especially this time of year. They've pretty much by now, most vendors or brands have loaded in a lot of what they want to have in for Q4. I mean, there's going to be another rush in the next month or so, but usually by, let's call it mid-October, a lot of your inventory is locked for Q4. It's just, shipping time slow. The retailers want it faster so they can figure out what to do with it. It's not to say you can't get stuff in. It absolutely happens all day, every day in November and December. But for the most part, they've got a pretty good idea of what they got. And again, one of the key phrases Tyler said earlier was this initial pop. And this is what I'm judging this off of more than futures. It's it's interesting to me that, where this is coming in, and again, the relative low volume, and this is mixed with pre-orders, boys. So it's a little bit weird, right? We don't have a full month behind us on any of it, but I just think this again, going from the very beginning, the fact that they're revealing the sales data. I know it doesn't do much for you guys, but it's blowing my mind because this is not stuff that's usually public. Like, it is accurate enough to where I'm like, why are they doing this? Because a lot of people pay for this kind of information. So
yeah,
if you guys hear
but
this
not
talked
like
about a lot more by a lot of the Lego investor channels and stuff like that, it's going to be interesting. Go ahead, Tyler.
I was gonna say, I mean, it's not like exact numbers. Like that 3K could be 301 or 3999. You know.
Sure. But the fact that they're, pretty accurate. All right.
Do you actually think those are accurate, Sean? I mean, from what you know, like, I mean, you don't think
It is. I have a tool. Put it this way. I have three things. I have Amazon's number. I have a tool that I pay for, mainly for competitive products. And then we have our own reporting in our own portal. Like how you have a Tyler at Bricklink. I imagine you've got a portal that shows exactly what your sales volume is and all that. Like a highly detailed. Yeah. Okay. So I have that for Amazon. CPA is interested. He loves numbers. Shout out to CPA. But I have three sets of numbers. I have what Amazon's saying, I have what my paid tool is saying, and I have what my portal says, which are like hard facts because I can see what ships out of my warehouse relative to this. And given within, I said 20, that's not fair. It's within 10%. All of them are accurate with each other.
really,
It's pretty wild that they're revealing this information. Like, here's why it's wild. Another reason it's wild. Besides us getting to nerd out over it a little bit, there's a lot of privately traded companies like Lego on here that do not wish to have this information disclosed.
Right.
I'm not trying to break some crazy story here, but it's pretty weird. I'm wondering, and Amazon's so big, you can't really, if you,
no.
it's the lifeblood of a lot of brands. You got to have Amazon because they move a tremendous amount of volume. Yeah. It's just interesting that everyone's kind of cool with them. It's kind of like airing everybody's laundry. You know what I mean? Like, it's weird.
Yeah.
It might mean nothing to you guys, but we've never had this kind of access to data. And I'm just using Lego right now, but I mean, we could find out about everything right now.
I mean, I wonder how many the fall for bell pack. So, I mean, I think it'll be at least 30,000 US, right? I mean, that's the fall for bell pack,
Yeah, Sean, you should look at the 332nd battle pack really quick.
Oh, yeah, look at the 332nd battle pack.
Everyone take a guess.
We're going to do that. We're going to zip around. I feel like we have a mainly Star Wars crew. We're going to do it. But before we do that, let's do one more experiment for your boy. The Max. I want you guys to rank them. I want you to say Darth, Stormtrooper, or Boba. In what order do you think the highest sales are coming from by character?
I'll go first. I say Boba.
Go ahead, Brent.
Boba, Darth, Stormtrooper.
Boba, Darth, Stormtrooper. Tyler, what do you think the sales ranks are in terms of number of units sold between Darth, Stormtrooper, or Boba?
I'm going to go Boba, Stormtrooper, Darth Vader.
I almost went that way, but Darth Vader's such a...
So iconic. Yeah.
Yeah, he's the character.
Yeah.
All right. Will, what do you got? Rank them. 1, 2, 3. What do we think we're going to see here?
I think we're going to see Boba, Darth Vader, Stormtrooper. But, I mean, the problem is, you see, a lot of kids don't know that, like, Boba is, like, a new fig or... stuff like that. So, I mean, if there's some kid out there that's like, I want a Darth Vader, he's going to get the Darth Vader over Boba. Because let's be honest, Darth Vader is a badass, like, compared to Boba. So, but I still think Boba because, I don't feel like a lot of kids are just going with their mom's credit cards on Amazon,
Right.
I love the extra commentary on that.
Man, it's true,
I love it. It's very ACOB of you. I appreciate it. It's really went into the weeds there. All right. Here we go. 3,000 on Boba. Everybody take note. 3,000 on Boba.
That seems low.
What they sold more
again, guys. I feel
cap. These numbers.
By the way, I don't know that. I just know that from the comps we're seeing, it looks real, Tyler. I'm shocked. I'm shocked.
It's a way cheaper set.
Can I tell you
Way
something
cheap.
without telling everybody what I do? Like, I sell about that much of my product, and that's shocking to me. It's a very low number. Okay. So, like, just take that with a grain of salt. But again, we're here to just see what sells higher. Maybe just ignore the actual 3,000 for a moment. All right. So we have 3,000 on Boba. You guys all gave your rankings. I believe Boba was leading the way as number one for a lot of people. Then Stormtrooper or Vader or a mix of the two. All right. He was, we got 3,000 in on him. We'll go, where do we want to go next? We'll go
Vader.
Stormy, or we'll go Vader. There he is.
Darth Vader.
Vader, yeah.
4,000 Vader.
What? No.
Wow.
No.
I
Darth
genuinely.
Vader.
Okay, so the kids stole the mom's credit cards because the moms aren't giving it to them, so they must have stolen them.
Darth
No.
Vader,
Still in
man.
credit card world. All right. So the leaderboard officially right now is Vader, then Boba, right?
No, I mean the fact that you stole more Vader mix than the Ghost is just sad. Like,
Well, it's not because it's a low price.
Yeah, but-
I'm stunned by it.
like you're going to steal your mom's credit card, you're by the Ghost, not the Darth Vader. Like,
Well, your
I'm
mom
just-
might not notice the 15, but your mom might
Yeah.
notice if you
Your
spend.
mom's gonna notice that $1.06. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
this generation, they gotta learn better.
Oh, it already spoils the Stormtrooper one. It says, oh, I didn't even realize it says it right below the thing.
Oh,
Wait,
does it
yeah.
really?
Boba's the least.
What?
4,000.
Wow.
Friends, we're
Stormy
like
boys.
fucking dumb with
And this kind of
Wow.
ruined my what I was trying to do, because it changed, by the way, boys, from today. So
Wow.
we'll go ahead and call it officially. Vader, Stormy tied for first. You know, again, Tyler, you're right. There's probably a deeper number we could get, but 4K, 4K, 3K.
Yeah, that's nuts.
2 days ago, when I
Damn.
thought of this, 2 days ago or a day ago, whatever it was, when I thought to talk about this on the show, it was Vader 5K. Remember, this is a rolling average. Remember, it's the last 30 days, so there's some fall off. Vader was a 5K. Stormies were 4K, and Bubba was third. So it like completely reversed it.
Yeah, wow, it's crazy. Well, I mean, probably the adult fans got their stuff, and then the younger generation got into it too. Maybe, I don't know. But I just got.
No, but Will, you answered your own question. You said something quite astute, if I may. You said when you were going through and you were trying to quickly calculate like what's going to do better before you brought mom's credit card in, you said something like, well, then there's Vader. He's super iconic. Da, 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 da. It's like that stuff still hits, man. Vader is still the man. I guess that's what the takeaway from this is.
Yeah.
Worst fig of the three for sure to I think a lot of us, but it just goes to show like all these decisions are not made for what we give a shit about.
That Family Guy
Like,
Stormtrooper is definitely the worst fig, I think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
hideous.
I mean, dude, the iconic Stormtrooper. I mean, my profile picture is the 2010 one, but I don't think that's the best one. I think the best one's honestly Rogue One 2014, 2016 era. That's and like, oh my god, this is amazing. I just chose that because honestly, I found a picture on what you call it, of a Stormtrooper getting out of a keyboard, and I just picked that, and then I kind of just stick with the same figure. Honestly, when I was playing a YouTube channel for my whole life, I wanted to be Phase 1 Rex because that's my favorite thing. But yeah. Speaking of, imagine next year.
Let's get into Box Boys next. There's 3 on the market.
Yeah. I mean,
There they are.
a Rex mech with like a Cody mech and a B2 Battle Droid mech. Like,
All
we're going to do B2 Battle Droids next year, so.
So 501st, we've got 6,000 sold. This
That's
is assuming,
crazy, man. That's the more. Can people? Does anyone agree with me? The fact that like this battle pack, like just truthfully, like it's not armyable. Why are people buying this so much? Like, I don't get it.
They're 501st still, even though they're not.
Like,
super
believe
armyable.
me, I've got a very deep connection with this battle pack, man. And I think people that know. I mean, I inherently will always love this thing, but like, damn, dude, is this thing just like not a good battle pack? Like, just very overrated. I feel.
I mean, the only good thing was that visor, and it's not even done right. I mean, we need that black line, otherwise it means nothing to me.
Yeah.
So, I'll put it on you guys again, regardless of the number of 6,000. Remember, there is Walmart, Target, Barnes and Noble, Lego Store, 10,000 other retailers that we've never heard. Kohl's, right? Exactly. Name, there's another couple, but I named kind of the chief outlets we talk about. Regardless of what that number is, let's say combined there, for a lot of people, just so you guys know, in the industry, Amazon represents, depending on the brand, could be 50%. Could be 50% of their overall volume. That's how massive Amazon is at this point. So, and again, oh, by the way, I'm not even counting Lego.com. Like, who knows how many went out of there, right? But the point is, we could probably, within a couple thousand, guess how many they're selling a month, which I think is interesting as shit. But let's go ahead for this exercise again. Let's stack rank the available boxes of boys, and we're going to count the snow troopers too. Let's rank 501st versus 332nd versus the snow troopers. What do you got?
I think they're going to be in order of release in terms of how many have sold. I think snow troopers.
Remember, it's only last 30 days though, Brent. It's only
last 30 days.
Not lifetime.
Yeah. Be selling right now. I mean, it's near retirement. Walmart was like $7, $9 a few weeks back.
What, for the snow boys?
Yeah, that was.
I need
I
more of those.
I didn't see it. I saw some price tags, but I know a few people who snagged those Snowflake battle packs for like $9.
Oh yeah, in person, like I saw like the tag for like $9 at one of mine, but I missed it.
Yeah, I mean, of course, everyone's good. Dude, you see battle packs for $9, you're buying it. Like, dude, I remember the good old days when like the clone battle packs were like $1.25. Remember that time? Like, remember that 2018 battle pack? Those were $1.25, and I'm like, man, I didn't get any for that price, but like, that's crazy. You're never gonna see a battle pack for that cheap again.
Yeah, no, certainly some cheap deals back for that day.
Man, so sad.
All right, what's your rank? Sorry, Will, did you already say?
Oh, this that's 30 days. I mean, honestly, I think the 332nd probably would be up there, and then this one because the 332nd is new, and then the Snow Trooper battle pack since it's on its way out. Yeah.
All right, Tyler, rank them.
I'm gonna go 332nd, and then actually I'm gonna go Snow Trooper.
Really?
332nd. Just
Tyler's starting to appreciate the normies. All right, Brent, what's your rank?
I'm gonna go 332nd, the 501st, and then Snow Trooper.
Damn.
Man,
all right.
Are like the same like mindset tonight.
All right, so 501st is in first place currently with 6K, right? All right, let's see. I honestly don't know the question. I honestly got this idea from just looking up.
What up, Max?
I just got this idea from looking up the Max. I was like, wow, Vader did win that because he did the other day, but he's tied today. It's fine.
5K, so this is less.
5K, so this is less.
What? No.
501st is outselling 3. Again, this is Amazon, but this isn't chump change. This is the biggest platform in the world. It's the closest to real data we're gonna find. And then this one is
give me the good news.
1K.
Oh yeah. Okay, yeah.
How much?
Yeah.
How many?
1,000.
Yep, up 1,000.
So the order is 501st, 332nd, and the Snow Boys.
501st, man. That's crazy. That's nuts.
Yeah. I mean, the file for battle pack was the most, known battle.
Well, also it's been on sale too for 15. I feel like that pushes it a little bit.
The OG file for battle pack still going for 29. I'm curious how many this going still for retail, even though it's retired on Amazon, I think. I wonder how many sold in the 30 days on that. I mean, even though it's retired, I mean, people probably still buying it.
I don't think it's 30 on Amazon, so I think it's like 42.
Oh,
what is 501st?
Yeah, the OG one, the one that
right.
it all.
Let's go. This is what's interesting.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see. Here we go.
How much?
200 bought, but they were bought at around
53. Yeah.
Oh, $53 a pop. Oh, damn.
Dang.
Anyone want to buy some for 40? I got like 9 sealed.
How about the foil pack, Sean? How much is that 501st foil pack selling?
So when it's less than, I think 100, I believe. Yeah, I think when it's less than 100, they don't show the number. So $10.
Yeah. I still gotta get one of those because I want to get like all.
Yeah,
the
this is
deals.
it's actually a good deal, right? It's a no hole boy over here. Yeah.
Yeah, iconic.
I mean, if you're wanting to deal with, Amazon and you're exclusive to that, whatever.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at the tie bomber. This is what just got interesting to me. So I hope you guys out there in the Girth Gang are finding this interesting. We still got 103 rocking with
Are the
us.
Marvel CMF on there, Sean?
I'll look. This is a treasure trove, boys. We'll go whatever direction. We'll do this for a little bit more, and then we're gonna wrap. But people are already saying this should have been a whole show, and now I'm like, God damn, it should have been a whole show.
I mean, like small mom and pop shop. Just
Well, here's what's cool, guys. It's gonna change every week, right? Because it's a rolling. Remember, it's a rolling
segment,
30-day average, right? So if we look at a month from now, it could be drastically different.
Yeah.
And by the way, Will, I love that you called out. Well, it's going to be close to retirement. Yeah. How much does that bump it?
Yeah.
Brent called out something was on sale. How much does that bump it? And this is stuff I do all day, every day. Again, not for Lego stuff, for the stuff I do, and it's fascinating. So, tie bomber, 3,000 units.
That's crazy, man.
That's a great number, I think, for as long as this girl's been out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, tie bomber. It's a great set. I love it. I mean, imagine if it's the old 2018 scale, which is like the proper scale. I mean, it's not, it's not the proper size, but like you put 2 and 2 next to each other, it still looks good. The best TIE fighter for play scale out there, which is 2018.
micro at 6K.
What?
I'd say that's
$15 a pop.
Wow.
What?
Wow.
So what?
Lot of
here's a fun stat. This is the same price as the mechs, right?
Get out of here! No way.
Everybody shit on the mechs, and this is selling more than that.
Oh, now I know why Lego hasn't retired the theme. What the heck? Oh my gosh. And that's
Commando Spider, only 1,000.
Oh, that's fair.
Kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But everybody and their brothers like Bo-Katan, man. We gotta.
Yeah. Well, I'm surprised the Mexican factories haven't sold Bo-Katan. I mean, like, there's a lot of
Advent out with a vengeance, dude. 4K of the Advent in the last 30, and it hasn't even been out 30.
That's crazy.
Don't buy Advents for full price. Buy them at Walmart.
Do not go FPJ on this. Yeah, for sure.
They're always $10 off at Walmart. Just so everybody knows that.
It's just interesting from what our perception is versus reality. Death Star. We don't have to zoom in on all of them. Death Star Trench 900.
900.
I don't know if that's shocking because it's 14 off. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
Mando helmet. Again, mainstream normies, 2K of those.
Yeah.
Wow.
BD1, 600.
Look, this is off topic, guys, but this is funny.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, I'm just scrolling on Amazon on my own phone.
Firebird, no spoilers, Firebird. I know this.
The Black Panther bust. You know how many people have bought that in the last month?
How many?
Take a guess around the panel.
Does it say on Amazon?
Yes, I'm looking at
100?
it.
Well, is it 50% off or not?
Less than 100.
It is $224. Yeah.
Okay, but that's like half off though, right?
Almost.
That's higher than what Lego's selling it for.
Wait, Sean, it's still half off?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's 40% off on Lego.com. Yeah.
I mean, on Amazon.
Yeah.
Amazon, it's not quite 40%. It's $224 off of $350. So let's see, do the math. That's like
That's
what?
bananas, dude. That is still on
Dude,
sale.
How many did it sell?
Like 150 of it during that little.
We haven't. Yeah. Do we have any other guesses? Sean guessed 100.
Yep.
Tyler, Will, quick guesses.
Oh, I think it's for the Black Panther bust. I mean, that's like 50% off. I think maybe like 100, maybe 200 max.
I'm gonna guess 300.
Yeah, for
50.
Bricklink sellers.
50.
Wait, 50?
50.
I thought
50
they made
people.
units under like 100 or something.
50 people in the last month. Only 50 people bought
That's
that
crazy.
set.
We all know at least 50 people. All right.
Well, I'll tell you what though, the UCS gunship ain't far past.
I'm kind of zooming in here. Everybody shit on the Yoda's Starfighter. He checked in with 3,000.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
I was surprised about that because like my girlfriend's dad, he wanted that set. Like of all the sets that released July 1st, he wanted that one. I'm like, bro, what? That's like the most overpriced stuff like thing ever. I literally have 2 of them from the original one.
I want to pay attention to what happens with the scythe here because I think it just went on sale maybe a week or 2 ago. So I want to see what 30 days behind it brings. It's 400 currently.
Mm-hmm.
Endor Speeder Chase this is what's crazy, guys. Amazon. This isn't Dave's toy shop. This
No.
is Amazon. Only 200 people on all of Amazon US have bought the Endor speeder chase. I know it's overpriced. I get all that. 200? That's crazy.
My next mock I think I'm going to do is Endor.
So I want people to understand, like, is there a site that keeps track of this? Is there long-term data? Yes. Ross, go to camel. That's right. The word camel 3 times.com.
Camel.
You know, just so you guys don't miss, there's a super chat that popped up too.
Yeah.
Super chat.
Oh, here we go. Will, take it away.
Thank you, Trevor04 with the $4.99 dono. Lego knows what they're doing. A lot of these sets that don't appeal to us appeal to the normies. I mean, that's true.
It's true. That's
I
I
think
think
OG
that's the point.
Those OG fans.
Yeah, that's the point I was trying to illustrate, right? And by the way, Ross, I don't know if it tracks it exactly like this now that I'm thinking about it. You know, maybe this is something we could document week to week. There are paid services. They're very expensive. That's what I'm saying, guys. Like, I'm not going to give away full trade secrets, but we pay a lot of money to see this kind of data. Now it's out there for free. Like, we're in September now, and we're talking about budgets for things we want to pay for in 24.
Yeah.
And once I saw this, I was like,
what?
Do we need to pay for this data anymore? And it's big money. Big money to know what your competitors are up to. And you know, like how you strategize, like are we worried about this brand for a justifiable reason or not? Like it's big, you know. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Rexy helmet 2K. Dark Trooper. I think Dark Trooper is holding in there for 900. You know, 900 sold. Again, relative. What was that? What's the high mark been? 5K, right? So far?
Yeah.
6K with something.
Oh, 6K? Okay.
Yeah, the Fall for Battle Pack. Hey, how's the ATTE doing? Because like the ATT is like the set of like all time that everyone thinks is like decently good, except for the figure like helmet holder situation. Like everyone.
I'm gonna make sure I didn't miss it. And if there's something everybody wants to call out, we can get into that. I just typed in Lego Star Wars. I figured we could just kind of peruse everything.
Yeah, watch it.
Emperor's Throne's only 300.
What?
ATST I think is doing well at 2K. Again, though, it's 20% off.
I'm scared for dioramas because that's an amazing diorama. And it's only still like 300. That's not good, man.
Boba Fett Starship 1,000. This one, what is that? 510. What is this? 15? 20? No, it's more than 20%. What is it? 30% off. Obi-Wan versus Darth, $35, done 800. Fake army builder here.
I just want to say real quick.
Fake Rex set. Go ahead, Brent.
For anyone that's watching right now, that out of the 101 of you, if there's 3 of you that aren't subscribed, you should subscribe because we're 3 away from 1900.
Let's go.
Just wanted to say that.
That'd be huge.
3 more subbies before the stream's over.
Guys, get us 3 more, man. We'll be at 1900. We'll be 100 away from 2K. Dude, a big celebration.
That's a huge milestone. Like the huge milestones, like 1K, 2.5K, 5K, and 10K. Like those, and then 25K, of course. But like, I feel like those are like some major milestone for any like channel that's just growing. So we're getting close. You're getting close.
So Ross thinks he can, or not thinks, he knows he can program something to grab all this. Ross, I would do it, dude. You're building your channel. I'm saying, dude, like that's a valuable resource, man. I don't know, man. I look at it all day, every day, again, for my normie job, and I'm just like, wait a minute, why are they showing all this? All right, getting back to it. Let's go to page 2.
I can't believe the mini TIE fighter.
And by the way, hold on, for everybody that for the clone boys out there that are just like, we're sick of TIE fighters, we're sick of X-wings, and I hear you, I get it. Check this out. TIE fighter.
Yeah.
2 years old at this point. 3,000. Again, it's kind of in the middle of the pack for some of the numbers we've seen. We've seen 5,000 and 6,000, right?
Yeah.
X-wing, iconic. Why is Lego make a UCS X-wing? We'd rather have a fucking AAT because they sold 4,000 of this last month.
Yeah, crazy.
Obi. There's that Kiminoan. 3,000 of those figs are out in the world now because that's what that sold.
Yeah.
Boba
Damn,
Fett.
dude, with 600 bought that fake piece of garbage right there.
What?
Yeah.
What? Wait, what? Oh, yeah, but it's cheaper, Cheaper,
How many people
Boba
bought
Fett,
the pens?
3,000. Go ahead.
How many people bought the pens and like the notebooks? Scroll down just a little bit.
5.
Go down just like an inch, Sean.
Oh, here we go. Wait, one sec. Bygone Brick, Sean, if you had to ask for one Star Wars Lego remake, what would it be? Let me ask Brent.
We know this. Yeah.
Go ahead, Brent. What would it be?
Well, I know what yours would be.
Yeah, what would mine be?
Ewok Village.
Correct.
Oh, yeah.
We know this.
I'm
Okay.
For me,
Yeah.
I think I think it's gonna be something that'll happen relatively soon. Well, I guess I'll answer first with something I think they will do, and that's another UCS Slave 1. But if I'm just in a dream world, something they probably won't do would be a UCS dual pack with a Sebulba's Pod Racer and Anakin's Pod Racer.
God.
But probably won't happen. That'd be so
incredible.
cool. So those are my two.
Brutus, you make a good point. I'll have to look into that. Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
Will, what would you like to see remade?
Oh, well, of course, I think everyone wants to see Republic dropship for AC Yoshi, but that's not going to happen.
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
Like, I would never, 5 years ago, I would never say that we were going to get a Republic gunship, ATTE, and Venator on shelves at the same time. I've been a fan of Star Wars, for ages. At least,
Ooh. It's a good
2000.
one. Hold on, Will. You got to agree with this one. Palp's Arrest. I think that's overdue, too.
I own it. So yeah.
Nice.
Okay. Well, you're cool, but
Well,
what about the rest of us poor people out here?
Yeah, well, I got it for $70. It was actually retired when I got it. But it was one of the last ones at Toys R Us, and I was like, man, I need this Palpatine's Arrest. This is one of the most important moments in Star Wars. You got all these cool freaking Jedi, and my dumbass got this yellow because I lived in a high rise and in Chicago, and it got completely messed up, which is really unfortunate. But rest
So you're in Chicago.
Yeah. I blame Chicago.
Sean, pull up those plants and let the people know. All right, sorry.
Dude, yeah, the botanical plants are going crazy, dude.
Real.
All right, well,
crazy.
And we're in our corner of the universe. No, he brings up a Firebird. Caleb brings up a good point. We are in Star Wars land right now. We'll just wrap up real quick. N1 2K.
Okay.
The old Falcon. Everyone's like, why is it still there? 1,000 of them were sold.
1,000 of that set came out forever ago.
You got
4 or 5 years ago, right? And it's 1,000. Remember, at 160. There's stuff that came out this year, like the Schnub Fighter.
Yeah,
that's $35. It sold a couple hundred.
Yeah.
This is why this exists.
Yeah.
AT-AT, that old box art still hanging around, right? Well, I guess you could say the same for this Falcon. 1,000 bought. That's why they're not pulling it off of shelves. Darth, we already talked about. Here we go. This is a great one. Brickheads. Everyone's sick of Mando and Grogu in the Brickheads. Why is that still on shelves? 3,000 units.
Shit.
Well, it's $11, right? I can't see how much. Oh, it's
$16. Yeah.
I've got 3 of them. I got for $7 or something. It was some Black Friday deal that they're gonna go. But
here we go. Somehow it got into Lego Star Wars, which shout out to AMS for doing this.
Oh, there's the ATT. Oh, I gotta see that.
All right. But here we go. Caleb's been calling for it. He mentioned, I think, a different botanical set. 10,000
Yes.
Wait,
sir.
which one? Hold up.
The orchids, 10,000.
Holy.
What?
10K on. There's 10K on some of the other ones.
We're
too.
over here going like Star Wars.
Crazy.
This orchid set that's been out for
that's
well
like-
over a year.
That's probably 80% normies, dude.
Of
100%.
But we
100%.
Oh,
need to
yeah.
account for the normies more.
No, I get it, dude, but that's like normie heavy, man. That's effing nuts.
Yeah, I mean,
I bought this for my wife on Mother's Day last year. This is a 1.5-year-old set pushing 10K. Yeah, it's 20% off. I get that. But so is basically everything else.
Bro, that's bananas numbers in comparison. Holy shit.
it's just Star Wars. Like,
Mandalorian versus Fang, 700.
all right.
Razor Crest, 2019, I think, right?
2020.
2020, my bad. You sure about that?
Razor Crest? Yeah, it was
Yeah.
September 2020.
Yeah,
All
they
right, my bad.
Oh, yeah,
My
it was
bad.
out
I shouldn't doubt you. I'm sorry about that. 400, and then Dagobah, 800.
Okay.
Luke's helmet, 1,000. ATTE, 200, which I
Wait.
Go ahead.
Okay, well, I understand because the Walmart had rollback for 112.
Yeah.
Bro, only 200. I mean, holy shit. Dude, ATT fell off.
There's no way. I mean, how is a file for Valtech selling that much compared to the AT, the girthy tank? You know, everyone loves the
Because it's only $16. That's an easier add to
Yeah.
cart. I mean,
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I mean, it's just
Ooh, Marvel CMF right there, Sean.
on the credit card radar of mom and dad. You know.
all right. Marvel CMF, a 6-pack. They don't do individuals.
I'm gonna guess
3,000.
Oh, okay.
But you know,
Only 300 for the Yavin? Damn, that's sad.
300
Yeah.
Yavins.
people get that like half off or something. Like I saw something on your story, like some person
Yeah.
found a bunch of half off.
But again, we're talking Amazon. You got to understand, most people aren't dumpster diving like we are through
Of course.
Walmart trying to find stuff. Walt's Cam, 4K.
4K.
Very nice.
All right.
Oh, they got the freaking GWP on here, the Death Star.
Yeah.
Man, that's 50 suckers paying 85, dude. Damn.
There you
That thing's only like
But again, it's only
50.
50, man. That's a
Yeah.
low ass number.
Dude, next time I'm gonna cough up another like $100-$200 and just get a second one. So
Chat, let us know if you guys are enjoying us. Give us some thumbs, give us some subbies, give us some comments. You guys enjoying us running through this stuff? I think it's pretty freaking interesting. I only kind of scratched the surface the other day.
Yo, Sean, 7K on that normie little space shuttle up there, dude. I mean, sure, it's a
Yeah.
10 spot, very very easy
Oh,
ad right there.
Well, I
that's
mean,
a-
if you throw that out, Tyler, we get some real
11 is that
analysis.
10 or 11K on that polar bear ornament? That's understandable, but that's another
10K
big,
on the polar boy.
that's another big normie heavy purchase just for
Look at that. And we're over here in Clone Boy world. What was it? 6K on the 501st? This is
Yeah.
10K.
That's
It's
pretty
Okay,
nice.
so
That
we
is
have to
crazy.
consider this too. Lego says their top selling themes, or so we think. You know, each year, and they
it's
say
Star
that's
Wars, yeah.
the top ones. But like according to these numbers, it might not be. Like, I mean, I just don't know because like it's such a crazy thing to think about. I mean, sure, there's the UCS sets that maybe drag a lot of that. I mean, heck, some of my normie friends that I didn't even know like Lego or anything like that bought like the UCS AT-AT and stuff, like just out of the blue sky. But like maybe that's why Star Wars is like one of the top selling themes is because of those big UCS sets. Because like these other sets are selling like crazy.
So I don't know if I guess the other thing is overarching. Like, what is this more of an indictment for? Is it, is it Star Wars today? Is it Lego? Is it
Oh,
both?
729 for a battle droid? Who are those 50 idiots that bought that?
Oh no, I want to be
Up house,
How much-
8,000.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I understand that.
It's been out for a minute, right?
Yeah.
Indy's Tomb, 1,000.
Okay.
Horizon, 1,000. Which we
People
knew
still
that
buy
one was
it.
doing
Still
all right.
buying that.
Yeah, still buying it.
course.
Exotic Parrot. And I think the pink one's the newer one, right?
Yeah,
so
yeah.
this is 10K. Again,
Damn,
16.
for that parrot, dude.
But guys, again, I think what's most impressive out of all this is the sets that are 100 plus that are doing thousands.
Yeah.
But again, it
So-
still sounds low to me. That's the other thing. I take
You want to know what the highest one I've
Monster
seen
Jam.
so far?
Here we go. Grave
never mind.
Digger, 7,000. It's been out for 3
That's
years.
been out forever. Yeah.
That's what Brent got as your gift, right?
No, I got the freaking
Oh, the shark one, right?
I got
Like
the shark one. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so, dude. I swear to God, next year at Brickworld Chicago, I am not accepting my goodie bag set if there's dust up there. I'm waiting. I'll wait an hour to check in because
Just to get
they,
a Star Wars.
dude, they
Yeah, there's a lot
constantly,
of
not
dust
even
up
Star
there.
Wars, but just like, dude,
Dust.
like the sets I had to choose from was that monster truck, like
All
two
right.
friend sets, and like
Bag.
a couple cities. No, I want the goodie bag, but next year, I'm telling you, when I get up there and I see those sets, and if it's all dusty clearance sets, I'm waiting until they put a box of boys up there. Like I am,
All right,
because
guys.
I know they'll put a box of boys up there.
All right, main event of the evening. I feel like succulents 8,000, orchid 10,000. We talked about it. The bouquet, guys. This was hot 2 years ago. I think still pushing 8K a month.
That's the OG bouquet.
Yep.
How much is it?
The botanical, the dried
47.
flower joint, 10,000 units a month.
Dude, and that's $10 off right now. I still need to pick that up. Actually, I might order that tonight.
See, we
I
provide
gotta get that one for the wife still.
Birds of Paradise, no results. The botanical garden, everybody's losing their mind over.
It's
300.
Wait,
Only
300.
300? That's
That's
it?
beautiful. Like
Wow.
my
Tranquil Garden,
prize
a
is
relatively new set, 2,000.
crazy.
Now, when you guys don't see results on this or super low numbers, some of this stuff is not sold directly to Amazon. It is one of our Girth Gang mentioned. It's third-party sellers or Amazon Seller Central. So that means not shipped and sold from Amazon. It could be from Dave, who loads up 10 of these things. Let's see. Look at this, a fake bonsai. It's not even the real 200. It's beating some of the Lego sets. Great Wave holding in there with 99.
99. Damn, why are all like the good sets that we all?
I don't know, man. This is
like, not
crazy.
selling?
It's crazy. We opened a can of worms, you know?
Yeah, we just really supposed to
Sean
get
is
all
baiting
sets.
everyone to buy stuff at Amazon. I'm not, dude. I just report what I see. I promise you guys, this is how my mind works. I'm like, what is this? What's going on over here? I want to know. I'm not pushing anything. But if you guys happen to see a deal, and by the way, Mayo, have I ever given a promo code or whatever? I should.
I wish.
I should give a link. We'll get there eventually. But no, I'm just here to provide you guys info. OG Groot 2000, still going. Harry Potter, the new architecture set, 169. What is it? 1K units. Kind of low.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean it's
Kinda
not.
low.
They rebooted,
It's
man.
kind of low. I wish they would show me in a stack rank what the best selling sets are.
I know. That's what I'm looking
All right,
for.
throw
here.
out. All right. So Caleb, I'm assuming you went through this like I did. It feels like, yeah, maybe the botanicals are the best selling, maybe across the board in terms of volume. But Brent, what's another heater that appeals to everyone that could maybe top all this shit?
I saw 10K on just like a classic box of parts, but I
Ooh.
mean that's not really like a
Wait.
set.
AB Speed Champs, because like adult fans love it and kids
there you
love cars. It's affordable and cheap. Maybe Speed Champs.
All right. Let's go.
Numbers.
900, 3K, 3K, 4K.
Yeah, never mind.
Nothing crazy. No, I like where your mind was.
4K
I like
is
where your head was at.
respectable. Yeah.
How about that? What was it? The Lamborghini there? Like one of the better ones.
Tyler, what's the most normie of all time set that's like under $100?
Oh, dude, that's. I wish I had like a minute to think.
Yeah.
Some Minecraft? I don't know.
Oh.
Damn.
God, dude, there's definitely
Minecraft
some more
is not doing
overhyped
well.
normie BS out there. Let's-
Minecraft Lego, I don't think is doing well, but we'll take a look.
Dude, 20,000 PS5 consoles sold in the last month. That's
20,000.
insane.
Dang.
Shit, I take it back.
Is
Minecraft's
Minecraft
cranking.
doing well? Yeah, I told you,
I
dude.
mean, well-ish. It's still kind of, you know.
How about city road plates? Because like people doing mills, maybe, I don't know. Maybe some Lego Freyr base plates. I don't
Let me
know.
just do Lego first. Let's see what's going on. Dreams.
Oh yeah,
1,000 of the turtle van.
yeah. Watch me 100 units.
Dude, I've been waiting for BD1 to go on sale.
Penguin
That's finally on
slushy
sale.
van.
Dude,
That's been out at least a year. 3,000 sets sold.
3,000 on the slushy van.
Dinosaur. 10,000. Again, these are cheap boys, but still.
Yeah.
James Bond Speed Champ 3K. It's been out a minute.
Yeah.
Deep Sea. We've seen this shark for 100 years. 4,000. Again, cheap prices. I want to kind of find stuff that's more expensive. That's popping.
Yeah.
Butthole Tiger still selling 1,000 a month. That's nice.
You know, I wonder UCS Falcon because I mean, like, I feel like all like adult fans are like going for that. You know.
Yeah, it was 200. I looked at it already. I feel like
Okay.
I feel like a lot of people that go UCS Falcon. I just feel like more people buy that from Lego.
Yeah. Exactly.
I don't know why. I guess I mean
Yeah,
sure.
no, that makes sense.
Yeah. And plus, it's been out for so long too.
Well,
Anyways,
I just feel like it's
rabbit
fun.
hole.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Base plates were on sale recently too. Like they sold for like $5.99 instead of like the $7.99 on Amazon. How much are those? How many of those?
10,000.
10,000. You see,
10,000. Damn.
There we go. Yeah, I mean it was on sale too. So my friend got like at least 20 himself. You know, he's trying to build a city. So
Moments Disney camera was 4,000.
yeah, it's crazy.
Sort by bestsellers. All right. That's
We can do that. Why not? Yeah.
Sort by.
Well, no,
See,
that's
well, let's see if they're telling the truth when we do this.
But put Phase 2 Rex in there. Yeah. Best sellers.
All right, so 10K looks like the high bar. So we got a parrot, a dinosaur, box of parts. You guys called that out. Halloween cat and mouse, unicorn, up house. It's up there.
Yeah.
But you'll notice a trend. Again, we're way south. Let's see what the first kind of expensive set is.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Turtle at 48 might be the high. No, up house. So up house around 50.
Oh, bro. Wow, the T6L.
I'm glad to see this set cranking. I think it's cool.
Yeah,
8,000.
it's sick.
All right, boys. Well, I mean, we could do this all day. I can't, unfortunately. I gotta go to bed.
Shout out to
But-
Captain America.
Brent, we'll get into weekly pickups. I think next week.
I don't have anything for this week anyway.
Yeah, we got a couple things, but we'll just stockpile it for next week. Yeah, guys, that was a lot of fun. Tyler, any closing thoughts? Did this Amazon sales volume thing blow your mind a smidge or no?
I mean, it was really. I mean, I've realized it's been there for like weeks and however long it's been. Like, it's not like this was not my
It hasn't been like, yeah, it hasn't been like 6 months. I don't think so.
But like, I haven't like I've never like put enough time into like looking at like the ratios of some sets. So like, it was interesting to see. Again, I feel like the volume just really does still feel low for a lot of it. Like even 10K, like almost feels low, but I have to keep in mind it's only Amazon. But the ratios were cool to see.
Yep. Brent, hit this last super, please, sir.
You muted?
All right.
You're muted, Brent.
Bro, why does it keep happening?
2013.
Sorry,
Rex,
it's
What are you doing, Garza?
I was adjusting my headphones. Thanks, thanks, Chess98 for the 199 dono. 2013 Rex is my fave. Keep up the stream. Keep the stream going. Girth K. Always. Yeah. Sorry about that. I had to adjust my headphones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, Will, did that blow your mind a little bit? Some of this stuff?
What? Just crazy. I mean, I still can't believe like the numbers are that low for some of the Star Wars stuff. I always thought Star Wars was like at least 50% of sales for Lego. I guess I'm wrong. Like,
yeah. Brent, how you feeling emotionally?
Great. Because I'm back.
Probably the best in the biz, folks. And
Great.
great.
No, I don't know if you guys covered this comment, but Firebird was saying now we know why they did a parrot swap or a
That's
parrot color swap. Yeah. It's selling like crazy, so.
Yeah. I want.
There you go.
Great. What episode is this? Like 106?
Yeah.
Dang, man.
So, this has been episode 106 of A Couple of Brickheads. Shout out to Tyler, working while streaming, hardest working man in the biz. Glad he's upright and on his feet again. An asset to the Lego community. Shout out to Will for raising his hand when he knew we were doing the Venator shit. He's like, you know what? I need to show the actual butt of my magnificent Venator that I've built with my own bare hands. Shout out to Brent, bopping his head, holding up a little tuk-tuk, looking good. Spidey's hanging out, having a good time. And I am, of course,
Hey.
Sean the right way. And this thing right here, this fun little show has been, Will, I'm going to beat you real quick. You ready?
Oh, I'm gonna beat all of you guys.
Oh. Is that a thriller?
Yeah.
Hold on. Wait. We gotta get.
A Couple of Brickheads. We'll see you guys this Tuesday for the next episode of Figonomics and another ACOB next Thursday. Whoa.
Hey, there it is. Heater.
Peace.